Mayfield wherever he goes, and this week was no exception. Mayfield showed up one day after the other players here in Mobile, Alabama. He missed the official weigh-ins, but he did make it for practice, and after that first day of practice, he went on record saying that one of his goals this week was to dispel any notions of a bad boy image. Now, whether or not he was able to do that really depends largely on who you talk to. I've gotten mixed emotions and mixed feedback on that, but Andrew, Mike, and Charles, I can tell you one thing. He is a polarizing personality and maybe has the potential to be a polarizing player.
He is, and it is a discussion that has been percolating throughout the week here, Alex, on the fields, in the hotels, everywhere about Baker Mayfield and where could he go. The Denver Broncos have the 5th overall selection. They may be in need of quarterback. Vance Joseph is coaching the North today and coaching Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen, for that matter, all week long. On the other sideline, coaching the South, despite the fact they don't own a first or second round pick, it's Bill O'Brien entering his 5th season with the Houston Texans. Here's what he had to say moments ago in the locker room.
It's a reward. It's an evaluation. The big thing today is to go out, play fast, play smart, okay? Make sure you remember the techniques and the scheme that we taught you, okay? Do a great job of communication. Everybody has each other's back out there. Let's go out there and play 60 minutes. Let's go play good, hard football and put your best foot forward today, okay?
So we say all week as we see Michael Badgley here from Miami set to kick off that this is about the evaluation in practice, but it's also about, Charles, Mike, taking what you learned during practice and putting it to work on the field on Saturday.
Coaches are big on finish, and Charles and I are both coaches' sons, and we've heard that our whole lives, and that's what today's about.
The kickoff is going to be a short one, and Rashad Penny from San Diego State, who led the nation in rushing, and not only that, had 7 career kickoff returns. The Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Year takes that kickoff and runs it back to the 22-yard line. Our starting quarterback this week, gentlemen, Mike White from Western Kentucky, the South Florida transfer.
Put on a show when we interviewed him the other day. We put him on the spot and asked him his favorite play. He ripped it out verbally. And then I said, go through the progressions. He went cover 4, boom, 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 cover 3, cover 2. He did a phenomenal job. We had some fun with him. And Charles, you highlighted this young man, I think, because you like his intellectual side just as much as his playing side.
I think you nailed that. He has all of that, played 3 different systems and adapted each one quite well.
Darrell Williams from LSU is the starting running back, and actually it's another fellow Tiger with the first completion. The first reception is DJ Chark out of LSU, a heck of a return man in his own right. Taking a look at the starting offensive line, Bradley Bozeman here from the big school, Alabama, but you also had Brandon Parker from a small school at NC North Carolina A&T, blocked for Tariq Cohen last year, who had a great year this year for the Bears in the backfield. James Washington, Ian Thomas, and Jordan Akins, a couple of tight ends on the field early here for the South. Yeah, so it's Mike White on second down, this time right up the middle to Darrell Williams, and a guy that turned a lot of heads this week, Justin Jones from NC State in the middle.
You know, really interesting. 2 small school kids at guard and tackle. So what you have here, take a look at these 2 guys. You're talking about a Division II guard in Kappa, North Carolina A&T at left tackle. Both of them have played extremely well, and you can see on their side of the field, on the outside zone, they bury people. Do I care that it was no gain? No, this is about individual evaluation.
Mike White now out of the shotgun on 3rd and 5. A couple of years ago, Western Kentucky led FBS with 45 points a game. He's used to slinging it, looking one way and going deep for Marcel Aitman, the other wide receiver for Oklahoma State.
And good coverage that time. Taron Johnson from Weber State, and Charles, I got a chance to watch a little. He's a very aggressive kid, and another small school defensive back. We had a bunch of them. You see him grab and hold him a little bit, but he tackles, he's aggressive, he's a tough kid, and I thought Thursday was his best day of practice.
And I think his coverage was good enough they didn't need to grab there. That's the type of thing that these youngsters will learn as they go on. They'll put the boxing gloves on them so you can't grab anyone. You can only play with your feet and be able to just kind of push a little bit with your hands and not grab.
So it is 3 and out on the opening possession here, and J.K. Scott from Alabama is on to punt as we have a little bit of rain coming down. Braxton Berrios from Miami, the slot guy with the return, carries it across the 40. to the 44-yard line. As now, for the first time today, we will see, as the rain intensifies, Baker Mayfield, the Heisman Trophy winner, and the first Heisman Trophy winner to be here in Mobile at the Senior Bowl since Tim Tebow, the most polarizing player probably here this week.
Yeah, and there were a lot of questions about whether he finished the week out right. In other words, playing the game, that he was going to leave early. I went down on the field and talked to him before the game, and I basically said, hey, there were a lot of NFL guys that were impressed that you stayed here and did it the right way. I think for you, that's important.
He's going to start with Kalen Ballage in the backfield. A play fake and a roll out to the right. Mayfield is going to throw it short to Durham Smythe, the Notre Dame tight end. Don't know how long we will see Baker Mayfield. Maybe one series, maybe two.
Not used to being under center. Footwork is different for him. Nice job on naked boot. Look backside and got it to Durham Smythe. In all honesty, I think what we're going to see with this young man today, 1 or 2 series, he'll throw the ball 4 or 5 times. They give him a naked boot there. He might get a bubble screen or an RPO, get a couple series in and get him out.
It's good for 2 there. Keep an eye on 93, Marcus Davenport. We've talked a lot about him today. The play fake, and that ball was on target and incomplete to Jaleel Scott from New Mexico State.
It looked a lot like an RPO.
The RPO that we just talked about, no doubt. And he put it right where he's supposed to, and that's one of the things when you look at him. He's 69% completion guy, and typically the ball's where it's supposed to be.
You know what I like the most about Baker Mayfield today? Ending his collegiate career wearing Oklahoma State orange.
Gotta love that.
How weird is that?
Yeah, right. Got the Oklahoma Sooners helmet here, and he has the Oklahoma State orange. And there is Marcus Davenport taking Mayfield to the turf on 3rd down.
6'6", 259 pounds. We've talked about, is this guy going to be a first-round pick in the NFL? He's working against Brian O'Neill from Pitt, and he collapses him. Brian O'Neill's got great feet. He was a high school basketball player and tight end, but Charles, the anchor and the power is the question.
And Davenport actually used his hands very well, able to shrug him aside as he moved back to the inside to get the sack.
Johnny Townsend now on the punt from Florida. M.J. Stewart, the defensive back from North Carolina, runs into the up back and fields it cleanly, averts disaster, and runs out of bounds. Baker Mayfield, coached up by Mike Sullivan. Do we get a second possession? Is it Josh Allen time? Stick around, no score early.
The 2018 Senior Bowl is presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Reese's, go for 2.
We started designing pop-up cards in our basement.
What's cool is, today, we have 400 people working across the globe. With Office 365, we can all stay connected, from Vietnam to Boston to New York.
Now with Whiteboard, we can all work together at the same time.
And 3D and PowerPoint shows clients exactly what our cards look like.
Yeah, having everyone working together on the new Teams app is really awesome.
Seeing all these people react to our cards, that's what makes it all worth it.
Welcome to Burger King. Try the 2 for $6 mix or match deal, now including the crispy chicken.
This is weird.
Yeah.
You guys practice this?
Nah.
That's 2 Whopper sandwiches, 2 crispy chicken sandwiches, or mix 1 of each for just $6. Only at Burger King.
Gopi's found a way to keep her receipts tidy, even when nothing else is.
Snap and sort your expenses with QuickBooks and find on average $4,340 in tax savings. QuickBooks, backing you.
When you combine Ancestry's DNA test with its historical records, you could learn you're from Ireland, Donegal, Ireland, and your ancestor was a fisherman, with blue eyes, just like you. Begin your journey at Ancestry.com.
Love this game, love this week here. Some rain after a picture-perfect week. Sunny skies all week for practice now. A little bit of rain, as you see on the lens, and we show you the rules. We're going to have a kickoff to start each half. That's it, only 2 kickoffs in this game. Also should be noted, there's a 2-minute warning at the end of all 4 quarters, and there will be a change of possession at the end of the first 3 quarters, regardless of what's going on. If the quarter ends and you're on the 5-yard line, you don't punch it in. Tough luck. The other team has 1st and 95 going the other way when you start the next quarter.
Yeah, and you must attempt a 2-point conversion in the second quarter. And the whole point of these kind of funky rules are for evaluation. 2-minute offense, 2-point conversions. They want to give these pro scouts that watch this tape an opportunity to watch these kids in every situation you might see in the NFL.
We're looking forward to seeing here the man who led the nation in rushing in 2017. There he is, his first carry. Rashad Penny, 2,248 yards. He was 5th in the Heisman.
That's a pretty special player right there, and he played with a fullback. San Diego State, Charles, plays that very traditional run game offense, power offense, and Nick Bowden, who was here this week, was his fullback, and what a hammer that kid was.
Bowden is wearing 15. You see the play fake and a rollout by Mike White, who on the run gets that pass knocked down by the linebacker Mike McCray from Michigan.
That's a nice play by Mike McCray in the middle of the inside linebacker from the University of Michigan. Doesn't buy the fake. Watch, it's a bootleg play. Watch number 9 in orange. He's going to boot it. He flows, comes back the other way, and knows right away what type of pattern is going to be. You see how he just got on his horse and ran for the pattern. Didn't try and find the man until he got there. Then he looks back for the football and gets a hand on it. It's a really nice play by Mike McCray.
Active guy. His father was a captain at Ohio State in 1988. Must have been a tough pick.
Could you imagine that conversation? Well, Dad, I want to go to Michigan.
Dad said he's happy that his son, by the way, is a Buckeye. On 3rd and 5, there's a first down. There's Jamon Moore from Missouri. Gets it to midfield.
Oh, that's a nice throw and catch. Mike White, timing, anticipation. We talk about that. There are not a lot of college quarterbacks that throw people open. Mike White did a nice job there. Jamon Moore on the outside. He gets on top of the defensive back for Weber State. Look for the location of the football.
And that was really nice patience by Moore, because I think he wanted to be inside earlier on that route. Mike stayed on the outside, then came inside later, and a nice throw by White to complete the play.
Just shy of the 50. They're going to put it at the 46 after a gain of 22. And here is Penny. Does he have the speed to make it? Rashad Penny is finally tracked down at the 20-yard line. There is our first big play of the day. Finally tracked down by Trayvon Henderson from Hawaii.
Watch the tight end, Ian Thomas, come across, kick out the defensive end, Okoronkwo. Great job by the blockers up front, and Penny does the rest.
Yeah, you're right. He got that wham block on the other side, but the left side of the offensive line created a huge gash in the defensive front, and Penny was into the secondary before he could blink.
Gain of 34. Feed him. Penny again. Takes it inside the 15.
Big O-line doing a nice job in front of him. And that's who Penny is, downhill. You know, he side saddle on the shotgun there. He can catch the football out of the backfield. And I think one of the things he's got to get better at, Charles, is just committing to pass protection and route running. They're the two things, if he wants to be a 3-down back in the NFL, catching the football, identifying and blocking in pass protection.
What he'll find out very quickly is the coaches won't get on about pass protection. His quarterback will. And that's what will keep you off the field.
Penny goes to the sideline with his 40 yards, and Ito Smith now checks in, and Mike White's going to throw a touchdown to Traquan Smith from Central Florida, and there is our first score of the game.
Mike White looking sharp, Charles.
And sharp in so many ways in where he's putting the football. Because we talk about accuracy all the time, and it's not just a matter of completion percentage. It's, is the ball in the right place for that particular play? Is it in a spot to keep your guy running away from the defense? Look at this. Absolutely perfect. He's got inside leverage on the defender, puts it right to the inside part of the number 4, and whammo. I'm with you, Mike. Mike White off to a very nice start as the quarterback here today.
And how about Traquan Smith? You know what they say at the University of Central Florida for the wideouts, don't you?
What is that?
No block, no rock.
That's it.
Well, he got the rock there and got a touchdown there, and now Daniel Carlson from Auburn is on. This is an NFL extra point from 33, and he nails it. Daniel Carlson never missed an extra point in college. 208 of 208, now make it 209. Penny sets up Smith, and the South is on the board first.
Yeah, we've come this far, but can we finish what we started? Do we have it in us? Can we get back at it and keep grinding? Because the second we think we've given everything, we're gonna give more. Because this is our moment, and we are. We are.
Whatever you're made for, Gatorade is made to fuel it.
Dynamic performance, so you can own the road. Aggressive styling, so you can break away from everyone else. The bold Lexus IS. Experience amazing.
Today on NFL Total Access, we're live with the Eagles and Patriots. We're getting offensive with Terrell Davis and James Jones. Plus, Pro Bowl stars and the Senior Bowl stock watch. Today, 5:30 Eastern.
Our first score of the game, 14 yards for the guy wearing 14. Mike White makes it a 7-0 game. Daniel Jeremiah, what do you see from down there?
I'll tell you what, down here, guys, you get a great sense of watching him move defenders with his eyes. That's some graduate-level football from Mike White there on that drive.
Great job. DJ picks up a real good point. He got the underneath coverage out, but what I've loved, Charles, is the accuracy. Every ball's been right where it's supposed to be so the receiver can catch and run.
He's got excellent training. Think about it, back-to-back. Jeff Brom was his head coach.
Right.
Who's now at Purdue. Did a nice job resuscitating the Boilermakers this year, didn't he?
No doubt.
And then Mike Sanford came in from Stanford. Very well schooled in what to do in the passing game. Also will run the ball a little bit from that Stanford background, although they had a tough time doing it this year, but Mike White can sling it.
We're getting a second possession for Baker Mayfield after a 3-and-out and a sack on the first possession. And the first play here is a run to Kalen Ballage with Shaquem Griffin in there.
They're two intriguing names you just dropped. Ballage is a guy that you look at as production versus potential. His production wasn't great at Arizona State, but he's a height-weight speed freak. We're talking about 27 right there, Ballage. And teams are intrigued by his physical skill set, even though he didn't get a lot of touches at Arizona State.
He's going to be a combine star in terms of the workout.
Yep.
Mayfield again gives to Ballage. Big hole. Ballage at the 40. Ballage lowers his shoulder and takes it across the 45-yard line. Went through Quinn Blanding for a first down.
So Will Hernandez has been really intriguing. 340-pound guard. Look at him skip into the hole, get the hit on the linebacker. And he's a mauler. He's nasty. People wanted to see his feet, especially with change of direction. He pass protected pretty well. I think he could go in the second round.
That was a heck of a skip pull there, wasn't it? I mean, he skipped and then pulled.
It's a gain of 16 for Ballage, who's going to get another carry. Kalen Ballage, fascinating player. Kind of did everything at Arizona State, but lost his job late in 2017. Once had an FBS record, 8 touchdowns in a game.
I love that first run he had. You know, to be able to explode through it because I like the way he finished, drop the shoulder and finish. But what I want to see more from him when the opportunity presents, how does he pick his way through the trash at the line of scrimmage to create some bigger runs downfield?
Yeah, contact balance.
Can he do that?
Yep.
Mayfield setting up the screen on 3rd and 2. That is Alan Lazard out of Iowa State. Beg your pardon, the scoreboard said 3rd down. That was 2nd down. And they're going to take it across midfield to the 49.
Will Hernandez, 340-pound dancing bear. Look at those shoulder pads. He looks like Incognito to me. Richie Incognito with a very similar demeanor. You want to talk about nasty finish. The question is, on change of direction and quickness, can he handle that? A big mauling gap scheme team will fall in love with him.
3rd and 5. Mayfield pulls it back, throws it wide left. Not going to be enough for the first down. It's Lazard again coming up a couple of yards short.
And you're talking about Incognito and demeanor on the field, right, Mike?
Yep.
Yeah, not necessarily, because we haven't had any of that off-field stuff with Will Hernandez. He's just been out there just beating people up.
They're going to go for it on 4th down, and I think they should. This is probably going to be it for Baker Mayfield, so let's see the kid sling one.
See what he can do on 4th down.
And it's good for all the positions to see what they do in these short yardage situations. See how defense handles it.
Single high press, it's man coverage. Baker, throw it up, brother. Show the read and throw it.
Ballage, though, has a big hole and a first down. So the drive will stay alive as once again, Halen Balaj lowers the shoulder, this time through the local guy, Jeremy Reeves.
And it started with his read, Mike.
Great blocking and just zone scheme blocking, and you can see 52, the big lineman getting out there, Mason Cole from Michigan. He did a nice job sealing, and now watch him drop the pad level, Charles. You just talked about him being more physical in his contact balance.
And it started with the vision because the play was designed left. He saw it blocked and the little traffic and came back right and found the open space.
All knocked down. Mayfield doesn't want it.
Smart man.
Marcus Davenport got a hand on that one. Second play he's made today.
How about Davenport? We just did a little report before the game that he's a different kind of kid, like a flatliner. He didn't show a whole lot of crazy intensity during the week, and not that every kid has to be that way, but the coaches were kind of like, we want to see more, we want to see more. Thursday was his best practice, and he's continuing it today.
Andrew Brown. It was Andrew Brown. My apologies there, even though we did see Davenport have the sack earlier. Davenport, Andrew Brown both had good weeks as Mayfield steps up, throws it deep. He overthrows the fullback who went down the right sideline to beat Three Flowers and his teammates.
Yeah, they did that a lot, little wheel route at Oklahoma where Flowers was open an awful lot. Pressure again, and you mentioned the name Andrew Brown from Virginia. You're talking about a guy that was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, was kind of not as productive as he should have been in college. I talked to the defensive line coach before the game down there, and he basically said, hey, they were doing a lot of two-gap and different kind of stuff. This young man has physical traits to play in the NFL, and he can be in a one-gap-and-go scheme.
Officials huddling here. Kevin Marr is our official this evening, our lead referee. 4:46 to go. South on top of the North, 7-0 on a touchdown. Mike White to Traquan Smith.
So what's the deal with these officials?
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 4:55.
And my question about the officials is simply this. How many games do you do now that the head referee's yoked up? I mean, you remember in the old days, that wasn't a big deal. You see these guys now, ever since that hockey league, everybody's got the schmedium going. They've been hitting the weight room. They're looking good out there. Kevin Marr's no exception.
Not at all. Here's Mayfield on third down. Steps up. Mayfield slings it for Gesicki. Can't hang on. It's Jeremy Reeves from South Alabama making that play in his home stadium.
Nice break on the ball, Mike.
Yeah, he's coached by a kid named Colin Pitchler, who I saw play high school football. Colin does a great job with the safeties. And this ball's just a little bit late because he had to climb the pocket. It gave Reeves an opportunity to get there. You can see the arm strength with Mayfield, although I think if he put a little air under it, he could have let Gesicki at 6'6" go up and elevate.
See what Michael Badgley can do. This is a 50-yard try. He was 3 of 11 in his career from 50-plus, as long as 57. That one is straight down the middle with perfect distance and accuracy. So we get a field goal. We get a touchdown. It is now 7-3 here. Late first quarter, just underway on a wet day in Mobile.
Jesse showed up to destroy Route, because Jesse's played thousands of games with GameFly.
Start your 30-day free trial at GameFly.com today. Product shown rated E through M.
Rowdy never had a chance, because Jesse has GameFly.
This is the pinnacle of our business.
The lights are bright, the expectations are high. This is it.
Coach, what's going on?
I'm up here in the press box where I'm usually not.
Ain't no better place to be. Right here, right now. NFL football, right here.
Around the clock, we make your morning.
The best hour of your life. We're going there.
Your Thursday nights.
The offense has arrived tonight. That's how we roll here on Thursday Night Football.
We are all day, every day.
We start with the developing story.
We are the NFL's future.
Welcome to the NFL Draft. He's got Pro Bowl potential.
Present.
It's time to go, baby.
And past.
Any guy who could touch the ball could score.
Don't know what that feeling is like to walk off the field Super Bowl champion.
We are where the season never ends.
That is what I'm talking about.
We are football.
The night before the biggest game in sports, it's the biggest celebration in football. Join host Rob Riggle, along with stars of the gridiron and entertainment, to honor the NFL's best performances, including the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award.
Go out of your way to make a difference in someone's life.
And Most Valuable Player, plus the announcement of the 2018 Hall of Fame class.
Oh, my goodness, he caught it! Touchdown!
NFL Honors, Saturday, February 3rd on NBC.
Inside. There you go. Oh, you had it. Had it. You had it. You had it. You had it. You just got to dip and lean now. You had it.
Get me a rep of my quick screen or what?
Oh, yeah. Both of you guys look good on that joker, too. I mean, he hit his on a plant. You took a little baby hit, which is okay. But the thing is, what I like was that you were nice and smooth. You got your cleats in the ground on your dig. Your plant wasn't way out there. He was ready to go. Rip it.
Anthony Weaver, Mike Sullivan. There is the former Giants quarterback and OC coach, and now in Denver.
And what he was talking about with Baker is when he's under center, which he's never been before, he had a tendency this week at practice to get his back foot, his right foot, too far separated behind his shoulder, so he had to hitch and drive. And this now what they're trying to do is keep it right under his hip, and they worked hard at that all week long.
Baker Mayfield today may be done. 3-4-7 did lead his team to a field goal there, as we see Mike White who threw a touchdown. And a rip again. DJ Chalk from LSU. The speed. Hello. And he's ripped down on the 10.
Michael White, please have a day. Single coverage on the outside. My pet peeve, I'm like, why don't we take more advantage of this coverage in all-star games? And Mike White's just saying, this is easy. Pitch and catch. Nice job by Chark getting on top of the South Carolina corner. But look at the throw. He just drops it right in the bucket. Didn't even have to hesitate. Great job by Chark. Even better job by the quarterback, White.
He got right on top of Jamarcus King and then stacked him so he'd have to run right up his back if he'd hope to make a play.
It is a gain of 63 yards. White to Chark, as now Mobile's own Ito Smith checks into the game and quickly gets enveloped by about half of that North defense, including Fred Warner from BYU.
Fred Warner's an interesting guy, and we just saw him make a tackle there. But Charles, he had 7 interceptions, which is highly atypical for a linebacker in college football. That's more than most of the defensive backs, and he can run.
Yeah, he can definitely do that. He's very good in pass coverage. 13 passes broken up to go along with those 7 interceptions, Mike, but does a good job in the run game as well. Had 265 tackles in his college career.
Brother Troy also plays for BYU. 2nd and 9 after the gain of 1. Ito Smith still in the backfield next to White. Mike White has 1 touchdown pass. Here he gets taken down with a flag.
The Taekwon Lewis.
Who got it?
Phillips actually in there. Harrison Phillips out of Stanford.
White helmet. Harrison Phillips had a really strong week.
Holding. Offense number 72. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. Now.
Brandon Parker out of North Carolina A&T.
Nice job up front by the defensive lineman, though. You talk about Harrison Phillips getting there inside, putting a little pressure on him. Harrison Phillips, like that kid. We had a nice little friendly exchange with him. I'm an SEC guy, he's a Pac-12 guy. Stood what he said, tried to get on him. It's a terrific young man. Picked up the phone and called me to apologize. Something he didn't need to apologize for. Like him a bunch. He's a great kid.
SEC Twitter is nasty. They declined the penalty. It's a loss of 8 on the sack. So it's 3rd and long here. 3rd and 17. White steps up. Chark over the middle. Miss. No. Chark wrapped up there by Trayvon Henderson. Good tackle.
I think White wanted to push it. He did. Down the field. He was looking to his left, but then you can see the yellow helmet, Chark, coming across on the shallow cross. He was wide open, which the defense is willing to give you in that down and distance. And then you got a tackle with Trayvon Henderson from Hawaii. My question mark on him, I watched 3 of his films coming in, and I thought he had a lot of missed tackles. So that's where he needed to come here this week and secure guys to the ground.
That's one of the reasons the Eagles are in the Super Bowl right now. Their defensive backs tackle really well in the after the catch.
Jim Schwartz demands it.
No doubt.
Daniel Carlson from Auburn is on for the 33-yard field goal, and it's no good. It's wide to the left.
Oh, wow. He's got big legs, man.
So the South Gets that big play down the sideline, but gets nothing out of it.
It was a low line drive. I watched this kid kick in pregame, and he was hitting from 60, and they were high towering, and that ball, the snap was a little bit high. I don't know if he hurried it, but nobody's rushing the kickers in this game. You just take your time and drill it.
I think the memory muscles get you on that one because you're used to that, and you don't just relax and say, okay, no one's really coming after me, but timing was off a little bit.
Here we have the man who some people think could be the #1 overall pick. He's certainly part of the conversation. He is Wyoming's Josh Allen in at quarterback, as it seems that Baker Mayfield's day is done. We're about to have the 2-minute warning, 2:13 on the clock. There's a 2-minute warning at the end of every quarter. And keep in mind that at the end of this quarter, the North gives the ball back to the South. So this is, in essence here, a 2-minute drill for Josh Allen. And he starts with a handoff there to Jalen Samuels from NC State. As the clock winds down towards 2 minutes, that is likely the final play before the, as odd as it sounds, 2-minute warning at the end of the first quarter. So see what Josh Allen can do in a 2-minute offense. Our first look at the Wyoming quarterback when we return.
When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Brady takes the snap. 4-man rush. He's pressured. He throws down the middle. A touchdown!
The 2018 Pro Bowl, where the best meet the next. Get your tickets now.
It's just important to me that every day I wake up feeling like I'm living my best life and I'm being my best self. Your health is such a moving target. The more things that I can do to help me see what might be coming down the path allows me to really feel prepared and to plan. 23andMe was a great way for me to start, if I can in any way get more information so that I can start to prepare myself. When I got my 23andMe results back, opening up the website, you get to start off kind of with all the fun stuff, looking at your ancestry, looking at some of your traits, then you get to kind of the deeper stuff about the health report. That can be a little bit intimidating, but also I was really excited just to see what was going to be behind those doors once I opened them. Knowledge is power, and 23andMe puts that power in your hands, and it gives me a great sense of confidence going forward to keep me my healthiest and my happiest.
Know your body. Understand your DNA with 23andMe. Order your Health Plus Ancestry Kit by January 31st and get $30 off at 23andme.com.
I don't have to chase that camaraderie and that team atmosphere because I have it right here on the NFL Network. It's about to go down. That's something that you can't duplicate. Great Scott! That's what makes it special.
It's your morning football!
Nobody, and I do mean nobody, is going to get you closer to Super Bowl week than NFL Network. Live coverage from Minneapolis all week long, including Super Bowl opening night and the most hands-down game day coverage anywhere. Super Bowl week starts Monday on NFL Network. This is the culmination to Senior Bowl week, and as we get you ready for next week in Minneapolis, keep in mind that the AFC champions have plenty of guys who have played on this field in Mobile. It is a key part to building the foundation for a winning team.
I mean, look at the O-line. Nate Solder in 11. Shaq Mason, I thought, was a phenomenal pick in the 4th round coming out of a run-based Georgia Tech option offense.
Baker Mayfield's day seems to be done now, looking on to his teammate Josh Allen, who again will hand the ball to Jalen Samuels out of NC State. And it's Poona Ford from Texas here with the tackle. We have a clock stoppage and a timeout taken by the South. Let's again explain this. We are inside of 2 minutes to go, and at the end of the quarter, the South has to give the ball back, or beg your pardon, the North has to give the ball back to the South.
Right. Now, it's really interesting comparing and contrasting these two quarterbacks. It's almost like Mutt and Jeff. I mean, you're talking about 6'5", 237 in Allen, and barely 6 feet. 237 pounds, big hands for Allen. Those numbers for Allen are almost identical to Carson Wentz, where Mayfield's a whole completely different athlete. and style of play, and they fit different systems because of that.
And if they were boxers, Allen would want to keep him on the outside, and Mayfield would want to work inside and throw those furious punches, and it fits both their personalities.
Another carry for Jalen Samuels on 3rd and 2. Looks to have enough for the first down, just shy of the 35. With Cameron Kelly from San Diego State there for the tackle.
You got to hurry. This is the whole point of this evaluation right now. To have a 2-minute drill in the first quarter is to see how this kid right there handles.
And he'll handle out of the shotgun here, Josh Allen. With his offensive lineman maybe setting up the screen instead, he's going to run. Josh Allen's going to run for the first down across the 45-yard line, out of bounds near midfield.
Really good presence, I thought, by Allen here. Trying to set up a screen, not there, but look at him looking downfield. Still wants it, doesn't have it. Go and get what you can, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Like Carson Wentz, he's gifted athletically. Felt Andrew Brown coming from his left side. Andrew Brown so far having a very, very active game.
So he's not sneaky athletic?
He's athletic.
Remember we went through that with Carson Wentz? Oh my God, everybody, oh, he's sneaky. No, he's athletic.
It's a gain of 12 for the guy who had 12 rushing touchdowns in his career. Josh Allen shows the athleticism, avoids the sack, chased by Poona Ford, tries the little juke and safely gets out of bounds across the 50, stops the clock at 1:21.
You're going to see Chenet Nwosu over here with Noteboom, the left tackle from TCU. Now, that's a 6'2", 240-pound edge rusher who I think is going to be a Hassan Reddick type of guy. Stand up on first down and then an edge rusher in sub packages. But look, again, Josh Allen, 6'5", 237. It's not there, Chuck.
Yep.
Pull it down and go.
Pull it down and go. Yep. I think I was actually Jamil Demby over there, Mike.
Was that Demby, the main?
Yeah, the main kid.
I'm messing these helmets up.
Well, these helmets mess with us because they don't always correlate to what we grew up with, do they?
I'm just going to call it helmets for now on. All right, so there is NC State. Jalen Samuels over the left side for the first down, a gain of 11 to the 41-yard line, and the clock continues to move.
I think he's had a pretty decent week, Mike, overall, Samuels, even though people still trying to figure out where to slot him.
Caught over 200 passes. I don't think he's a running back, though.
Yeah, I think he's more of the H-back type.
Yep. Here's your screen to Samuels.
He's only 228 pounds, so it's a different conversation. DJ, what do you think? DJ?
On drive touch throws in the middle of the field if you get away from him. So it's been interesting to watch him this week. I thought we saw him improve on those touch throws, especially in the red zone area, working in the middle of the field.
Yeah, we saw one Thursday, didn't we, guys? He threw one. It really, yeah, more of a laser dart that he threw on Thursday in the red zone into the end zone for a touchdown pass.
Now, let's take a look at what this kid really is back in the day at Wyoming. You were talking about powerful arm. This first throw is ridiculous. He's going to climb the pocket and watch the RPMs on this thing. That's ridiculous. Escapability at 6'5", 237 against a free runner. He's got the athletic ability to get out and makes a great throw. On the run, moving to his left in a tiny leap. Really just an amazing athlete with a powerful arm, albeit not always as accurate as you'd like.
He's been making wild throws. Now he's going to climb the pocket. Think about going deep instead. Get the flag down. Throw it away and over the head of Braxton Berrios. Flag down in the backfield.
Yeah, I think they're going to get the left tackle from Maine, Denby, blocking, I believe it was Haynes from Ole Miss.
Yep, Jamil Demby, 40 career starts, left tackle, a Maine Black Bear.
And you'll see it right over here, and I like the way the quarterback hangs in this pocket. You see, he's a little sitting there, now he's going to escape, and when he escapes, that's when Denby ends up pulling the jersey. Downfield, pretty tight. Nowhere to go with the football, he throws it away.
Good covers there. Shandon Sullivan, the Georgia State corner. So the hold will back it up 10, make it a 2nd and 20 back on the other side of midfield at the 49. Josh Allen again, pressure on, checks it down. Samuels over the middle. Samuels to the 40. Jalen Samuels chased down finally from behind by Darius Leonard.
Mike, you showed that comparison between Allen and Baker Mayfield in terms of height and all of the other stuff. Do you see how his height, he played to it right there?
Yep.
Because he could see over the top. because he could see over the top. He didn't have to get shaky in the pocket. He didn't have to get, the feet didn't have to move around, right? He didn't have to find a sight line. He got back into the pocket and stood solid because he could see everything there and then was able to throw the ball downfield. For other quarterbacks who may not have that, you may have to see a little bit more movement in the pocket to find that sight line in order to get it downfield. That time I thought Josh Allen played to his height.
Downfield and down on the field, Daniel Jeremiah.
Building off what he did during the week, and now you're seeing Leonard has been making plays sideline to sideline so far in this game. I thought him and Davenport both got better at the end of the week, and you have to account for little jump ups in competition. There was an adjustment period. They've made it.
He's an FCS All-American, a two-time. Darius Leonard is MEAC Defensive Player of the Year. More tackles than Deacon Jones, a school record. 33 seconds to go after the North takes its final timeout of the quarter. Yes, of the quarter. As that ball had some gas on it, Alan Lazard could not hang on.
It was good coverage. I thought the ball was placed in the right area, though. Cameron Kelly, who's been both a corner and a safety, he takes a hit while he makes the throw. I'm wondering where the contact happened with the defensive back and the wide receiver, because I thought it was beyond 5 yards.
Davenport was the one who got to him, and Allen had to turn his body as he got rid of that football. This is going to be a long one. This is a 55-yard field goal drive for Michael Badgley. Again, his career best at Miami was 57. You can't rush these things. It is hit the left right.
It hit the pipe.
At the distance.
I mean, he put everything into this one, too. Look at him run at that thing and torque it. And that thing just holds. Oh, doink. I feel for you, young man. You gave it an effort now.
Certainly did. And again, at the end of the quarter, and there are 23 seconds left, there's going to be a change of possession. So on fourth down here, what do? You go for it. You try the long kick. You gave the young man an attempt at the long kick. Could not knock it down. Mike White, 5'7", 108 and a touchdown. He's been impressive.
He's been the player of the day so far. Look at him scan the field, go through progressions, come back and put it on a dime. Again, here's a throw underneath for a touchdown on a slant. He dropped in a deep one. DJ Chark, where all he had to do was stick his hands out, hit him in stride. I think by far he's been the most impressive skill position player in this game to date.
And our DJ, Daniel Jeremiah, noted how he's manipulating the secondary with his eyes. You saw that on the last one to Chark. Looked right, came back left for the deep ball.
Mike White is going to check it down to Darrell Williams, the LSU running back here, as we look at the clock. 2 timeouts per team per quarter. And now the South is going to burn a timeout with 15 seconds to go. This is some interesting coaching, Mike. As you said, it's about situational football here at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, they want to see, A, how the quarterback handles it, but also, for instance, on that rush, that's Kamoko Toure from Rutgers coming off the edge. They want to see the left tackle hold up against speed and length. They want to see Toure rush the quarterback in critical downs. This is all about the evaluation of young players in pressure situations.
Yeah, you want to see defenders get lined up when the ball gets involved. They get a hurry to the line of busts in the secondary, make sure everybody's got the proper assignment. I think that so far Mike White has not forced anything. When it's not there, he's taking a check down. Exactly what you do in the NFL.
You saw Bill O'Brien talking into a walkie-talkie. He's getting the play directly into the headset there of the quarterback. So Mike White takes it and checks it down again. And McCray is going to rip that ball out. It's going to be in the intended receiver.
Cray's an active kid, isn't he, Charles? I mean, we didn't talk about him as much during the week as probably we should have, but when it's time to play the real game, he shows up.
And boy, has he shown up big so far. He's batted down in the open field on that play, stripped it from the receiver before he could bring it in for a catch. He really moves around well. Ease of movement.
Well coached at Michigan.
Also had a tackle on special teams to start this game. So 3rd and 4, 12 seconds to go. White man on, gets it away, and completes the pass to the sideline to Smith. And they're going to say he got out of bounds with 8 on the clock.
Kamoko Toure, really an interesting guy. And here's the throw, wide open in the corner.
Smart play by Toure. Out of bounds.
Down the bottom, does a great job. And I'm talking about, this is a freaky guy that didn't play much football in college, working against Alex Kappa. He was a freshman All-American, missed sophomore and junior years mostly with injury, and flashed this year. He's the kind of guy NFL teams love, length and ability.
8 seconds left in this possession. Mike White has already thrown one downfield for 63. He goes again to Smith, and that's going to stop the clock with Michael Joseph knocking him out of bounds. 4 seconds to go.
Now, this kid's got a huge leg, Charles.
Yes. And this is his opportunity now because he hooked the last one, didn't hit it the way he wanted to. It's a great chance for him to go ahead and let it out.
Daniel Carlson, his career long is 56. This one will be 53. Missed his earlier attempt, as you said earlier. Daniel Carlson, though, in his career at Auburn, 13 of 21 from 50 plus, so he is a weapon.
Nice 2-minute drill by Mike White and crew, too. They put him in position.
Carlson's kick comes back and through. He was going right at that right upright.
He hit a draw. He hit a very nice draw, which right-footed kickers want. They want it on the right hash marker towards it, draw it back through. Well done, young man.
That was good from 65, Andrew.
53 officially with some rain. 10-3 here. End of 1 in Mobile.
What's up, Jamie? What's that?
It's the new Ring Spotlight Cam. Lets you see and talk to anyone on your property right from your phone.
Anyone?
Anyone.
Solicitors?
Yeah.
Car thieves?
Sure.
At night?
It's got a light.
What about bears?
Yep.
Pirates?
Probably.
Ninjas?
Depends.
Giant squids?
Definitely.
Regular squids?
Has to.
Aliens?
For you, of course.
I'll take 6.
See and speak to visitors right from your phone. Check it out at ring.com.
Growing up, we were German. We danced in a German dance group. I wore lederhosen. When I first got on Ancestry, I was really surprised that I wasn't finding all of these Germans in my tree. I decided to have my DNA tested through Ancestry DNA. The big surprise was we're not German at all. 52% of my DNA comes from Scotland and Ireland. So I traded in my lederhosen for a kilt.
Ancestry has many paths to discovering your story. Get started for free at Ancestry.com.
Who says being cheap is a good thing? We do. Cheapaware.com. There's nothing wrong with being cheap, with having fun, with saving money. So go ahead. Be smart. Be cool. Be cheap. Just download, click, or call and save on the best flights, hotels, cars, and more.
Cheapaware.com.
Go ahead. Be cheap.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Is this my car?
This is ridiculous!
This is ridiculous! Ah!
From car insurance to car loans, State Farm is here to help life go right.
Know my name. You don't know it yet, but I'm your all-time favorite player.
Lamar Jackson with more wizardry.
I'm the next face of the franchise.
Know my name.
I'm the X Factor. I'm your new screensaver.
Mayfield, it's like he's got eyes in the back of his head.
I'm your lucky jersey.
Know my name. The future starts here. Follow my journey on NFL Network. Know my name, huh? Know my name.
1 quarter in the books here in Mobile. A little bit of wind, a little bit of rain. 10-0. The South has the lead with an early touchdown pass from Mike White to Traquan Smith from Central Florida. Josh Allen from Wyoming is back at quarterback with Baker Mayfield's day done at 3 for 7. Josh Allen early today, 2 for 3 for 14 yards. Let's see what he can do here as Deshaun Hamilton checks into the game. Wide receiver to the left bottom of your screen out of Penn State. After waddling into the game as well, the Iowa running back. They think to him, Josh Allen, let it go. There's Deshaun Hamilton over the
A little bit of separation. That's a throw where you missed it by 5 yards. Now, was there a ton of separation? No, but in the NFL, he's on top of it. Give him a chance to make a play. Right? Give him a chance to go make a play on the football.
How many times have you been to those camps, Mike, when the young quarterback comes in and it's a tight window throw, right? And he doesn't make the throw. The coach says, why don't you throw it? Well, coach, there's a little bit of traffic in there. Son, that's open in this league.
That's exactly right.
You better find a way to fit it.
Yep.
And the thing with Allen, the conversation will be between now and April 26th. His accuracy, had a man there, could not connect. Wadley is going to carry it over the right side. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons for the Hawkeyes.
I do like the fact that they took the shot, though. Mike, you called for it in this game. You know, when you have this type of coverage that you're going to get today, a lot of man, single high safety, right, safety middle field, everyone else manned up. Take your shots with these guys. Give these receivers a chance. Let the quarterbacks air it out a little bit. We're starting to see that. Mike White's done it. You saw Josh Allen just take a shot.
It's a gain of 4 for Wadley on second down to set up a 3rd and 6.
And coverage all the way across.
Got Jaleel Scott in the slot to the left there as well. Allen holding it, and finally getting ripped down by both LSU defensive linemen Christian Lacroix and Greg Gilmore.
Good coverage forced him to bring the ball down. Nice job. Left tackle's going to push Davenport up the field. He climbs the pocket, but that gives the defensive tackle, both yellow helmets from LSU, an opportunity to make a play.
Yeah, kind of went right into the pincer between the two of them, didn't they? Nice job.
Davenport forced them up into the pocket, and the LSU kids cleaned it up.
And now Johnny Townsend is on to punt. MJ Stewart from North Carolina. Somebody named MJ from North Carolina. The defensive back. Spins, and is eventually brought down by Tanner Carew, the long snapper.
Nice play, Tanner Carew.
10-3, early second.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
Experience Lexus Safety System Plus Standard in the 2018 Lexus ES and ES Hybrid.
Lease the 2018 ES350 for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Back in the Reese's Senior Bowl here in Mobile, Alabama, the South on top of the North, 10-3. Mike Mayock, Charles Davis, I'm Andrew Siciliano, and this is a treat. Joining us as well down to the sideline, the defensive coordinator of the Houston Texans and the D coordinator for the South, Romeo Crennel. Are you allowed to do this in game?
No, I'm not allowed to do this in game, you know. But this is a special game, so I'm going to take advantage of it.
Hey, Coach, you and I are both old enough to have this particular conversation, okay?
All right.
Marcus Davenport, you've seen all week. Can you compare him to anybody on the Houston Texans right now? Merciless, Clowney, that whole group, or is he completely different than those guys?
Well, you know what? He has some features with his length and with his quickness as a pass rusher. You know, they're more developed than he is right now, and he's got to work on his game and get more developed.
Who else on the defensive side of the ball that you like something about, whether it's intensity, toughness, playmaking ability? Give us a name or two that jumped out at you.
Well, unfortunately, he got hurt, but Hand, I noticed him all week playing with leverage and strength and being able to win one-on-one. So I definitely noticed him. And then Griffin. I like Griffin to be able to do what he does with only one hand. That impresses me, and I think that there's going to be a role for him somewhere in the NFL.
We're talking about Shaquem Griffin here as Kirk Fenter throws deep down the left sideline, and that one's knocked away. One again, Coach. And I think for years people have told him he can't do it. He certainly proved this week that he can.
Well, that's right. He sure has, you know, and he's played outside backer, he's played pass rusher, and we even lined him up at a safety some. So hopefully everybody in the NFL sees what he brings to the table.
Coach, when you're evaluating all these pass rushers and guys who are coming in, defenders, how different is it to try and evaluate college guys now as opposed to maybe 10, 12 years ago with the way they're running college offenses these days?
Well, I think we're able to identify the pass rushers a lot quicker now than we used to be able to.
Oh, nice play, Coach. Rashad Penny.
It looks like we just scored, Mike, so that's great. I enjoyed talking to you. I might have to talk to you a little bit more.
You get going, Coach.
All right.
Go get him, Coach.
Go.
Nice talk,
Get out of here, Romeo Crennel.
Take care.
So, action. Kurt Benkert stepped up in the pocket, made a play, and hit Rashad Penny down the sideline. We do have an injury on the play, but that was a 73-yard touchdown.
Yeah, Okoronkwo and Holmes both got pressure. Benkert stepped outside of it, alertly hit Penny. And Charles, that's a showcase for Penny's athletic ability.
It really is. And how about for Benkert? Because more of his throws I've seen than actually breaking out of them. He could do it, but I thought more of those where he would stand in and fire and deliver. How about him moving to his left there and dropping that in the bucket where Fred Warner was right there in coverage but didn't get his head around, never saw the ball. He didn't see the ball until the ball dropped into the hands of Penny, and then Penny, of course, took it the rest of the way. So I thought that was nice coordination, quarterback extending the play, Penny making a play outside the numbers, and then turning into a touchdown.
And Fred Warner was actually down on the play. He is now up and walking back to the north sideline. So that is good to see. In the second quarter in this game, and there are a lot of nuances, a lot of different rules here to make this game fun. 2-point conversions are mandatory. So after that 73-yard touchdown, Benkert's going to get a play from Bill O'Brien and go back to the huddle and go for 2.
And again, they put the ball like the NFL on the 2-yard. 2-point conversion. It forces offensive and defensive players into uncomfortable situations.
And again, you see O'Brien talking into the walkie-talkie there. This year is that coach to quarterback communication system here at the Reese's Senior Bowl. Washington from Oklahoma State. Tito Smith to the right. It's 8 and in point conversion.
Love to see that for the local kid, Ito Smith.
Ito Smith from here in Mobile after Kurt Benkert makes a play, and Rashad Penny takes off. It is 18-3. 12:35 to go, second quarter at Latfield.
When there's thunder, we've got cuddles. At Rover.com, we're the dog people, ready to be there for your dog, rain or shine. Go to Rover.com and book today. Rover.com, the dog people.
Today, what are you going to give? Give 30 more seconds on your Peloton. Give it from right here in your living room. Give it your best morning, noon, or best instructors live. Give them something. Give yourself 1,000 other riders to push you to the top. Give it up for this song. Give more than you ever thought you could. Give your home the one thing that will make you give it all. Peloton.
Dale? Dale. Oh, hey, Rob. What's with the minivan? That's not mine. I don't...
Dale, honey, is your tummy still hurting, or are you feeling better to ride in the front seat? Oh, is this one of your motorcycling friends?
Hey, chin up there, Dale. Lots of bikers also drive cars. In fact, you can save big if you bundle them both with Progressive.
I'd like that.
Great. Woo, you've got soft hands.
He uses my moisturizer.
See you, Dale. Bye, Rob.
The night before the biggest game in sports, join host Rob Riggle along with stars of the gridiron and entertainment to honor the NFL's best performances, including Most Valuable Player, NFL Honors, Saturday, February 3rd on NBC.
This week is about football, but it's more than that. Yesterday, players visited the USA Children's and Women's Hospital here in Mobile. They visited with kids. They signed autographs. They took pictures. They brought a smile to everyone. Huge part of the week off the field. A huge part of the week that is put together by the executive director of the Reese's Senior Bowl, Phil Savage, now with Alex Flanagan.
Phil and I have a little bit of our rain hat
here on. It's not raining yet. We're hoping it'll hold off. But still, wow, congratulations again on another great week.
Well, thank you. I tell you, these players have been tremendous all week long. Their character, their competitiveness, and then their compassion yesterday, and then it's all being put on display today.
And what I love about these All-Star games that I've been able to be a part of is the community service part of it, the aspect of the kids going to the hospital and helping out in the community of Mobile.
Yeah, and of course Reese's has the part America, which led directly to feeding the Gulf Coast, but all the schools were visited yesterday, 2 of our local hospitals, and this is the showcase event, but yesterday's my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, you hear people like Ito Smith here in Mobile. He used to come out and get these players' autographs here, and then you see kind of just that continue, and I think the players really take to all those kids wanting to see that.
Yeah, and of course we had 6 local players come back, including Jeremy Reeves from Pensacola. He played at South Alabama, but I think all of them enjoyed Glad People Stadium all week, and then on game day. Other players across the game understand that as a pro athlete, that's part of the obligation, is that not even an obligation, but the desire to help others.
Of course, was a big get, and then of course to play and stay.
It was never said to me that he had any intention of doing anything other than playing the game. That was never said to me, but I give him a lot of credit because he was pulled in a zillion different ways this week. He kept his poise, his composure, and then he showed up out here and gave us a couple of drives, and very proud of what Baker did, and we were honored to have a Heisman Trophy winner here for the first time since 2006 as a senior. Of course, Tim Tebow was here, but he had won the award as an underclassman.
Certainly a polarizing player. I know the media was all over.
Yeah, well, they were because we had over 600 members of the media here, and every one of them wanted a sit down with Baker. But of course, he did a great job all week in terms of a lot of the media requests, and of course he has now exited the game. But again, we were very proud to have him here.
And Phil, maybe one or 2 players that might come out of this game. I mean, Kareem Hunt coming out of this game, Rashad Penny already having a great day, but who else should we keep our eyes on?
Yeah, Rashad Penny's off to a tremendous start. Kalen Ballage broke out of there. How about Mike White, the quarterback for Western Kentucky?
Best quarterback of the day so far.
Yeah, DJ Shark has made a couple plays out of LSU, but Marcus Davenport, UTSA, he showed up to play today, and he's made his presence felt out here on the defensive side.
I think he got tired of hearing what the guys upstairs were saying about him, so early in this game he came out and kind of shut you guys up, right, Andrew? Phil, thank you so much. Great job as always.
Thank you, Alex, so much. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here.
Guys, back up to you.
All right, thank you, Phil Savage. Always a great week here as we see a play made by Bilal Nichols, the Delaware defensive tackle who we saw last week at the East-West Shrine game and was a late injury addition this week. It's 18-3. The South on top of the North, about 4 minutes in to the second quarter. Mike Mayock and Charles Davis up here with me. Daniel Jeremiah also down at the sideline. That last possession while Alex and Phil Savage were speaking had a 3rd down where Josh Allen put it in the belly of Deshaun Hamilton, but they could not connect, could not hang on as Ito Smith, the Mobile kid, has a carry over the left side. As we see some of these Senior Bowl standouts we've seen the last couple of years, Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott. We had last year not only Evan Engram, who had a very good season with the Giants, but the NFL rushing champion in Kareem Hunt.
Pretty special group every year.
Toledo's Kareem Hunt came in here, turned heads throughout the week, had a good game on Saturday as well.
It's a showcase for everybody in every division, every place to show their wares. And you find out that they can play on the big stage.
3rd and 14. Bankert rushed there by Bilal Nichols and throws it incomplete to the boundary. 4th down.
Young man from Delaware getting his name called a couple of times.
You know, he's got an NFL body. He's got NFL traits.
Holding. Offense number 73. That penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
If you look at Bilal Nichols from Delaware, there's no doubt at 6'3", 304 that he looks the part of an NFL player. Put on the Virginia Tech tape, he flashes. Bilal Nichols had a good week last week. He just needs to be more consistent snap to snap.
On 4th and 14, J.K. Scott, John Kimball, if you were wondering, brings his 45.6-yard average. Justin Watson almost got a hand on that one. Braxton Berrios calls fair catch and does that on the 32-yard line. Justin Watson from Penn.
I don't think you're supposed to be rushing the quarter.
I didn't see a flag.
When you hear Domino's, you think pizza. But we're mouth-watering bread twists, oven-baked sandwiches, pastas, chicken, and pizza. Just $5.99 each when you order 2 or more. We didn't stop at pizza, and you don't have to either.
Wednesday, Deion Sanders and LaDainian Tomlinson are in Minnesota to recap all the day's events with news and special guests to get you ready for the big game.
He can ball out, and he could be the MVP.
Super Bowl Prime starts Wednesday at 9, live on NFL Network.
Good morning.
Hi, happy to be here.
So, anything changed since your last checkup?
Well, we have the next man out mentality.
Okay. Do you know your blood type?
We just need to go out there and execute. Bottom line.
From press conferences to touchdown passes, NFL Experience is a first-hand look at what it's like to be in the NFL.
Are you allergic to any medications?
We have no comment.
No comment.
Get tickets now at NFLExperience.com.
The Patriots have done it, AFC champions. Now get the gear and join your team with the official trophy collection. Get the hats and shirts the players wore on field when they won the AFC trophy. They earned the right to be called AFC champions, and now you can bring home the glory. Get it now at NFLshop.com.
Hi, my name is Riley.
What's up, Riley?
This is Josh.
We got to be good sports. We got to have a great attitude.
Angie, boom. You get the ball out. Good sportsmanship, guys. Oh, put the ball back to Aaron. Thank you. Thank you.
Come on, Bob! There you go! Boom! That's what I'm talking about! You're so nonchalant, man. What's up?
I have to be.
Why is that?
If I'm not, I start thinking about it.
Good. All right, then I'm cool with that.
Little We're a defensive end. Where a defensive end and a defensive tackle exchange responsibilities. That's technically illegal, but we'll call it a natural twist.
I didn't see a flag. Coach Weaver did not coach that.
I didn't see a flag.
Hey, he's one of the brightest young defensive line coaches in the entire league. He does a great job. Did you hear the one sentence he said to Davenport coming off the field? They're all trying to kind of get some fire on him, yet apparently he doesn't need it.
The fire is getting the sack.
Yes.
Davenport is a chill dude. We learned that when we spoke to him during the week after one of the practices. Kalen Ballage there, the carry out of Arizona State with a new quarterback in the game. Mayfield done, Josh Allen seemingly done, and now it's up to Tanner Lee. Started 1 year at Nebraska, a 2-year starter before transferring at Tulane.
Charles, you get the feeling the South quarterbacks feel like they were overlooked a little bit this week?
I don't get the feeling. It's evident.
We all overdid the two quarterbacks.
It's evident.
Andrew, you got a number?
Yeah, the North quarterbacks, Allen and Mayfield, 5 for 12 for 23 yards. The South quarterbacks, Benkert and White for a $197 and 2 scores.
So while all of us knuckleheads are running around and interviewing Mayfield out of the stadium, these 4 guys walked around Mobile largely unnoticed all week, and they're serving notice that we can play ball too.
Yeah, they went, got their gumbo, did all the things during the week, right? Did all the appearances. Hey, we'll see you.
Did you get your gumbo?
You got your gumbo, right? You think I came here and didn't?
Hey, Mike White lit it up, and then Bankert made a play. Yep. It's been fun to watch those guys.
And remember, this type of game, those off-schedule plays are key.
Tanner Lee with some time avoids the sack and throws on the run. That's Mike Gesicki, the Penn State tight end, but then the ball gets knocked out. And they're going to say incomplete.
A big hit. Who made that hit? Because that play was, and let's give the quarterback credit first.
Good play by Lee.
Climbs the pocket, makes an accurate throw on the run. Gesicki comes down with it. Quinn Blanding from Virginia. And Gesicki should have held on to that. I mean, let's face it, people are talking about Gesicki as a second-round type guy with ups, volleyball, basketball. He's got to hold on to that football. And Quinn Blanding, he started every game at Virginia, never got hurt, doesn't get a whole lot of hype, but he's a good football player.
Brings a lot of thump to it, too.
Yep.
UVA career tackle leader with 495 as Balaj gets out of one tackle on the delay and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Give him one before Darius Leonard and Kylie Fitz there for the tackle. It is a gain of one.
Yeah, I think that was Andrew Brown again being disruptive. He beat the guard out of his stance.
Give Balaj a little bit of credit these last couple of runs, though. What have we been talking about? His ability to run through some traffic. Here's Andrew Brown being very, very disruptive there. He escapes him. And then there's DJ's guy, Darius Leonard, making a nice play to clean it up. But Balaj trying to show us a little something to run through the trash inside.
Andrew Brown beat Wyatt Teller. Here it is 3rd and 9. Lee steps up again and throws to the sideline where it's caught by Michael Gallup. Daniel Jeremiah on the sideline.
It's interesting the change in what you're looking for at linebacker over the last 5 to 6 years. We've seen guys like Deion Jones, Telvin Smith, Quan Alexander, undersized but can really, really run and cover. And Darius Leonard, to me, is that guy in this draft class, and he's having a heck of a game today.
Under 8 to go, second quarter in an 18-3 game. Why not go for it? And that is what the North is doing here. Down 15, 4th and 2. Balaj stacked up over the right side. I don't think he got it. He looks to be about a yard short.
Whole yard short. And they defense collapsed that side of the line of scrimmage.
Who got him first? Because I saw Nwosu come out of there looking like he had made a play, but it looks like
Jeremy Reeves.
Watch right over here. The defense is going to win right here. The tight end couldn't do anything with it in Nwosu, and Reeves came up inside 14. There's a good look at it. And Nwosu sets the edge. Reeves finishes the tackle. That's great gap defense and team defense.
So when you hear people talk about run fits, that's a perfect example, right? And Nwosu takes the point of attack at the tight end position, controls it, and Reeves fits right in there and makes the play. Well done.
Reeves in his home stadium here, and from Pensacola as well, as Chark takes the little end around. DJ Chark can run. Makes one guy miss and gets it across the 45 to the 44.
I'm going to tell you right now that DJ Chark is going to be a better pro in terms of production than he was in college. And I think we've seen that a lot recently with LSU wide receivers. The production isn't there because they don't have consistent. The quarterbacking has been inconsistent. Okay? Their pass game has been inconsistent. They are a heavy run-first team, and they tried to jazz it up with Matt Canada this year. That didn't fit what Ed Orgeron, the head coach, wanted to do. But Chark, to me, is going to have a nice pro career because of his length and ball skills.
Chark had only 66 career receptions. Here's his teammate at LSU, Darrell Williams, carrying the pile all the way to the 29.
5'11", 229. Now, on the LSU team, Charles, he was voted their MVP this year. Now, think about that, and let's talk about an unsung hero.
And who else was running the ball there?
Guy named Darius Geis this year, Leonard Fournette last year. Yet, this is one of the type of guys NFL teams look for because he's so far below the radar, but he's 5'11", 229 with traits. When he pushes the pile like that, trust me, all 32 teams take notice.
And LSU puts those guys at Alfred Blue coming out of there, Jeremy Hill.
Late fake to Williams, and now a throw by Benkert, and a completion to the tight end out of Central Florida, Jordan Akins, a former baseball player, third-round pick, a guy who had 24 minor league home runs.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, and he was a former wide receiver also, and you can see he's got that skill set of a major league center fielder, a wide receiver, and he can catch the football. He's got great hands.
Listen, UCF has athletes. All right, they've got athletes all up and down, both sides of the ball. Akins is an example that wouldn't have big numbers, but you just saw his athleticism on display and understanding how to play the game as well.
Dewey Jarvis on the tackle and the coverage after a gain of 12, and here is Williams again up the middle. As you mentioned, he backed up Fournette and Geis. He too was a decent recruit. Kind of got, I don't want to say got lost there, but maybe got overshadowed. But Charles, you say this is a guy teams look at. He had only 321 college carries. That can be a good thing.
Yeah, your odometer doesn't get turned over. You know, you guys have the fresh legs coming in. You know, my Tennessee people, there's the joke about Alvin Kamara. who probably the Rookie of the Year this year for the New Orleans Saints. Didn't get the touches, didn't get all of that. But guess what? It pays off for him in the NFL, although he should have been used more during that time in Knoxville.
And he should have been a first-round pick.
Yeah, but I think people had first-round grades on him, but for some reason didn't pull the trigger.
Banker throws it up. James Washington can't get it, but do we have a pick? We do.
We do, and that was great.
It's Marcus Allen.
Jamarcus King, the corner from South Carolina, who's 6'1", 182 with long arms. He shadowed Washington, found the football. This is textbook, folks. Watch 7. He's got inside position, sees the football. The interception, Charles.
It really is, because he made an excellent play by not panicking. Just what you said, Mike, finds the ball. When he pops it in the air, how about the hustle inside from Cooper? Coming over and making a play. That's Cedric Cooper out of Louisiana Tech. A late add here to the Senior Bowl roster.
You know what? I said Marcus Allen, who is also wearing 2 and also wearing the white helmet here. Cedric Cooper, a very late add, I beg your pardon, out of Louisiana Tech, as Tanner Lee will throw it to a real Nittany Lion who is in this game, Mike Gesicki, the tight end, with completion near the 25.
And to go back on that last play one more time, it was so good. This is, we talk about evaluation, right? We talk about red zone. We talk about finding the ball in the air. This kid from South Carolina, Jamarcus King, is long. He's got really good feet, but he's only 182 pounds. He's like a knife. He's just a skinny, tall dude with great feet. Stay physical and tough. He's got a chance.
Jalen Samuels carry over the right side here. Question during the week on the NC State back. What is he? A tailback? Is he a fullback? Is he a tight end? Led FBS in 15. All tight ends with 65 receptions that year.
I think a lot of the teams in the NFL who like to utilize a tight end, they don't necessarily have to have an absolute hammer. I mean, excuse me, a fullback. They don't have to have an absolute hammer there. They have to have a guy who can lead block. Guy can catch the ball out of the backfield. Guy can play a little H-back for you. Different things. And that might be exactly where Sam.
It does a lot of things for him.
Tanner Lee. Here's Gesicki. Holds on to this one. Mike Gesicki in 3 plays. Takes it to the 49.
Are we starting to see a little bit of what is maybe driving some of the scouts a little bit batty about Tanner Lee? Because he looks awfully sharp right now, Mike.
Yep.
I mean, he has all the traits you look for. Gesicki with a nice route inside. But these balls that he is delivering, Tanner Lee, they're on target, sharp, looks well in the pocket, and then you wonder about the interceptions that we've seen in college.
Interceptions and accuracy, and they're the 2 issues with him. And he's got a big arm. He can stand tall in the pocket. Charles, I feel like his pocket awareness is where it falls down a little bit with him. When he has clear vision, clear feet, he drives the football with accuracy. When he doesn't, things start to break down.
But he sure looks the part when he's out there.
Tanner Lee keeps it, rolls to his right. Almost got picked off again. This time would have been Cameron Kelly.
Did I put the whammy on him? Charles, it encapsulated what we just talked about right there, didn't it?
Exactly right. Danny Johnson with a nice job from Southern coming in, but it's just, you've got space. You've got clear vision now. Don't make any mistakes. Don't try to fit it in if it's not there. It certainly wasn't there, and 2 defensive players get a shot at an interception.
It's really nice coverage, tight right there. Who was that? 24, Danny Johnson from Southern.
Danny Johnson.
And then, of course, on the backside, Cameron Kelly almost comes up with the pick.
Danny Johnson had 16 picks at Southern. He's a return specialist. He's got a little juice.
Tanner Lee on 3rd down. Looks like he wants to go deep instead. Went for the tight end. Durham Smythe up the seam and couldn't connect.
Good defense. They were trying to rub route, and there was a collision. The corner and the safety hung in there tough, and really the ball had to come out. So, Charles, you called it exactly right. You saw the good and the bad right there of Tanner Lee.
And we saw a pick. Not a rub.
Not a rub.
You know me, Mike, with that rub.
You were doing that all week,
I'm with you,
Charles.
And they picked him off and call it a rub route.
Johnny Townsend on to punt, gets it away. MJ Stewart from North Carolina is going to let it bounce, and it hits at the 9, and it's down inside the 10. And again, it's the long snapper, Tanner Carew. So Monday on Good Morning Football, can the Eagles pull off the upset against the Patriots? We have a full preview of Super Bowl 52. Super Bowl Monday, 7 Eastern, live.
So explain to us again what's going on. There's 2 minutes and 37 seconds to half, Andrew. What's going to happen in the next 37 seconds?
Mike, as we had at the end of the first quarter, a more traditional 2-minute warning here at the end of the second quarter. So 2-minute warning coming up, and it gives, as you said before, Rashad Penny in the backfield here. It gives, I guess, some situational football coaching as Benkert fires to Traquan Smith, who had the game's first touchdown.
But they don't have to give the ball up in 2 minutes, right?
No.
No.
No, they just have to start running it. They have to make sure they run a 2-minute drill.
Exactly. So the 2-minute drill will start after that 2-minute warning here in the second quarter. The traditional changing of possession at halftime.
You know who's been, to me, has been impressive in the first half? Is Traquan Smith from UCF. Field awareness, knows where he's doing, catching the football, knows what his situation is on the clock, finds the sideline after getting all he can after his catches.
He's on the bottom of the screen as Benkert gets ripped down and taken down by Obo Okoronkwo from Oklahoma.
He's working against Kappa from Humboldt State Division II. Pure speed from the outside. That's who Okoronkwo is. He's a pure speed guy. He's got some toughness. The problem with him, he's only 6'1½".
But he gets the sack there. Then he backs him up. It's 18-3 at the 2-minute warning.
I just got my cashback match. Is this for real?
Yep. We match all the cashback new card members earn at the end of their first year automatically.
Woo, I got my money.
Starting to contain yourself, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Well, let it go. Woo.
Get a $1-for-$1 match at the end of your first year, only from Discover.
Experience the new 2018 Lexus NX and the NX Hybrid with a class-leading 31 mpg combined estimate.
Lease the 2018 NX 300 for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
It's 6 a.m. 40 million Americans are waking up to a Gillette shave. And at our factory in Boston, 1,200 workers are starting their day building on over 100 years of heritage, craftsmanship, and innovation. Today, we're bringing you America's #1 shave at lower prices every day, putting money back in the pockets of millions of Americans. As one of those workers, I'm proud to bring you Gillette quality for less, because nobody can beat the men and women of Gillette. Gillette, the best a man can get.
When you hear Domino's, you think pizza. But we're more than that. We're mouth-watering bread twists, oven-baked sandwiches, pastas, chicken, and pizza. Just $5.99 each when you order 2 or more. We didn't stop at pizza, and you don't have to either.
When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Before Super Bowl 52.
The New York Jets are the world champions.
Relive every game.
What makes a circus catch in the end zone? He's gone! He's gone!
Every moment.
William Perry has scored! Touchdown!
Every champion.
No, he got out of it! I don't know how he did it! Did he make the catch? He did! They have completed the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history.
The Super Bowl Marathon starts tonight at 6:30 on NFL Network.
Coming into the half, back to Los Angeles. NFL Total Access at the half. Recap what we've seen so far. The South on top of the North, 18-3. Tom Brady speaks to the media. That is Lindsey Rhodes, Terrell Davis, James Jones. Here it's Mike Mack and Charles Davis, Daniel Jeremiah, Alex Flanagan. I'm Andrew Siciliano at the 2-minute warning. And as we said before, there's one at the end of every quarter. It's now a chance for the South with Kirk Benkert at quarterback to get something going. There's Baker Mayfield, coached by Mike Sullivan on the other side.
So right here, Mike, Okoronkwo from Oklahoma on the field, pass rusher.
Kamoko
Toure from Rutgers, here's an opportunity.
And then
the two inside guys, Ohio State guys, and that's where they're going to have to make their living, I think, on the next level, is rushing inside in some packages, and Tyquan Lewis and Jalen Holmes.
And this is their version of NASCAR.
Yes.
See if they can get a feel of the quarterback. They do. Benkert, though, tucks it, runs. Benkert across the 20, the 25. You're allowed to slide here. He gets to the 30, and he goes head first for the first down. Fred Warner is there, and Benkert is slow to get up.
Young man, baseball is America's pastime. Learn to slide. Please. Please. Because we want to see him out there with the chance to continue to play. Terrific young man. Thought he had a really nice season this year for Virginia. Darn near single-handedly kept them in the Miami game deep into the fourth quarter. I mean, my goodness, that was during time Miami was undefeated. Virginia had the pressure on him. Benkert had a heck of a ball game.
So Kurt Benkert is going to head to the sideline. Took a hit there, sandwiched between both Warner and Cedric Cooper, who had the interception earlier. He's talking to the medical staff and another quarterback out of Virginia, but this one out of Richmond, Kyle Lauletta, comes into the game. The third quarterback for the South today, the conference, or rather the Colonial Player of the Year.
It's a really good division, the Colonial Athletic. So the CAA, I call it the SEC and Division I AA. Really, really good football.
And after the scramble for 18 by Benkert, Lauletta is set up out of the shotgun on the 29, and Lauletta hit his heat throws, and he throws a little behind Henny, who can't hang on.
But I think that was caused by, was it Harrison Phillips?
Yeah, Harrison Phillips is a good football player. Watch the white helmet from the inside. He gets a great push on the offensive lineman. I think that was Skylar Phillips from Idaho State. And, you know,
he tackled two people, Mike. He tackled Phillips and the quarterback.
When we talk about Stanford players, Charles, and we're good friends with David Shaw, and he helps us with the draft every year. I rode in on a plane with David to get here, and he couldn't say enough great things about Harrison Phillips and how great a pro he was going to be.
Clock stops on the incompletion, 1:20 to go. Lauletta lets it go, and he overthrows Jamon Moore.
And again, what's the one thing you want to see there, Charles? Make a play on the ball. Give the guy a chance.
And that was actually Benkert coming back in.
Oh, wow, okay. Benkert came back in. Thank you, Charles.
So he showed his toughness there. Got right back into the game and made the throw. But to Mike's point, you got to give your receivers an opportunity. Give them a chance to go up and make a play. Because it is difficult as a defensive back to run that far. Typically, with your back to the ball, your receiver will see the ball first, put it up there, give him a chance to make a play on it.
But that's what the NFL has become.
It is. Jump ball league.
Even if it looks like you're covered, you're not, because of the back shoulder throw. So give these guys, these wonderful athletes that you practiced with all week, a chance to make a play.
Glad Benkert is back after missing that play. Got shaken up on the 18-yard scramble. Throws incomplete on his first pass back, and then a little bit low and incomplete again here to Washington.
Second time now he's exited the pocket to his right and thrown low to a receiver out in the flat.
And Okoronkwo has given some of these tackles some problems. Okoronkwo is so quick. That time it was Corbett, a tackle from Nevada, that's going to actually kick inside and play center or guard.
Okoronkwo and Davenport today, both their best pass rushes have come when they've been in a two-point stance like an outside linebacker coming off the edge.
J.K. Scott on fourth down from Alabama sends it high. And Braxton Berrios from Miami waits for it. He's going to take it. Braxton Berrios has room over the right side. 30. Far side 35, 40. Braxton Berrios, valedictorian of the Miami Business School, with a nice return.
Andrew, you and I had a chance to chat with him on the field in pregame. We said, what's the one thing you're going to take away from here that you've learned this week, and what did he tell us?
He said that you got to be a pro, and not just on game day, but all 7 days a week.
Then his example was, Mike?
What?
The Krispy Kreme donuts that are put out there every day for the players over at the hotel.
Yeah.
He said it's a trap. They just want to see if you're going to take those donuts as opposed to putting the good stuff in your body. And I didn't take a single one all week.
Yeah, what they did see was a lot of the media members,
That's what I told them.
Including one sitting right here named Davis.
Gain of 25. 25-yard return as Tanner Lee can't connect with Deshaun Hamilton.
Good coverage there, too.
Corner route and heavy pressure, and he had to throw the ball early. They're having some trouble with these edge rushers.
Yeah, that was DeMontre Wade from Murray State. I thought it was right there, right at the hip of the receiver, right in proper position. He's going to get some help from the safety coming over the top.
So we've got Davenport back in the game, I believe. Is he?
You got Davenport at left end, Andrew Brown, Shaquem Griffin, number 18, standing up on the left side of that defense for the South as Akram Wadley carries it across the 45 near the 48. With the timeout, 2 timeouts now for each team in each quarter, and that's the first one taken here in the second. 45 on the clock.
And Mike, I believe Davenport kicked inside the tackle.
He did.
That's why he started right package, right?
Yep. They used Davenport at the defensive tackle throughout the week in different situations.
If you're just tuning in and you tuned in to see Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen, they didn't exactly put up big numbers. 3 for 7 for Mayfield. Allen 2 for 5 for 14 yards, but he also ran for 16.
Yeah, I think DJ is the sum of their work throughout the entire week, right?
No question. This is just capping everything off today, and that's what's exciting to see these guys that have continued to just build on it and get better and better each day and are having a big day tonight.
3rd and 5 here, 45, 6 to go. Tanner Lee is third quarterback here for the North. Tanner Lee has a man.
Oh, Michael Gallup.
Cannot hit Michael Gallup from Colorado State.
He won off the line of scrimmage. I hope we can show this to you because I think he beat, was it Armani Watts playing outside? Right here.
It was.
He beats Watts right off the line of scrimmage. Now, Watts is a safety. I'm not sure why he's covering him in that man situation.
You know, Michael DeMontre Wade there.
Yes,
my bad. It was Wade.
Wade from Murray State.
Yes.
You nailed it, though. He beat him out right off the top. Nope. That's a good ball by Lee.
Yeah, nope. I mean, if you're going to press, get your hands on him.
So, here's the punt by Townsend. MJ Stewart backpedals, takes it on his 6. Stewart with once again the long snapper Tanner Carew down there.
Have a day.
He is having a day. That'd be one of the things that they're going to test him on, his ability to get downfield and make a play after snapping the football.
Hey guys, this is the greatest long snapper performance in the history of All-Star games.
You think it was better than Tyler Otts?
I think he's the MVP of the game right now.
I mean, the fact that you guys can discuss long snapper performances over the years is awesome. 30 seconds to go. Benkert back into the game. High and wide.
Catch the football.
Aikens, Alex Flanagan.
You guys, I don't know if you paid attention to my very important story this week about the Rubik's Cubes. Carew was like a stud solving that thing, so we didn't even know that he could do it. We were actually looking for J.K. Scott from Alabama because rumor had it that he could solve the Rubik's Cube really quick. But Carew solved it in, I think, 1 minute, 4 seconds. He could even do it with one hand. It was pretty incredible under pressure.
Yeah, and you were peppering him the entire time, Alex, during it. Oh, do you have it? Do you not have it? Do you have it? You were testing his resolve, which is really cool.
I think he could probably solve it in about like 45 without me talking.
Yeah, but you just wanted to see if he could focus. It was good.
Super nice kid.
Jalen Holmes, the sack.
Right over here, he's working against Corbett from Nevada. Good move to the inside. Corbett again was a left tackle at Nevada, but he's going to be an interior player. Holmes from Ohio State has some inside-outside flexibility, which is what's going to help him at the next level.
Holmes, one of 2 Ohio State defensive ends here, number 91, only 9 career starts, but 5 career sacks. He is from Norfolk, Virginia. The other Buckeye D lineman, Tyquan Lewis, who wears number 59, a 2-time first-team Big Ten D lineman, talking there with Justin Jones from NC State, part of a fantastic Wolfpack D line.
Yeah, and don't forget about the rest of that defensive line at Ohio State. There's a dude named Bosa,
heard of him,
who's just as crazy good as his brother. And then there's Sam Hubbard on the other side, who's a junior that declared, who can also play. You want to talk about depth and talent. Whew. But North Carolina State and Ohio State were loaded up front.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And we saw evidence of that with that North Carolina State this week. You just mentioned Justin Jones, Andrew. B.J. Hill.
B.J. Hill's
been a man down here this week. We were going to the elevator in the hotel, and B.J. Hill's dad came over and introduced himself. And we understood why, because B.J. got to work his dad every day in pass blocking drills. Dad's a big man. So if B.J. could work on Dad, he could be a pretty good player.
Well, we had the B.J. Hill family, and we also had Marcus Davenport's family right there. A lot of family defensive line talent right there in the elevator.
No doubt. I might have gotten off that elevator just for safety reasons.
Very nice people. They were all very nice, very gracious, fun to meet them.
Reset the clock to 20. Benkert steps out of a sack and lofts it deep. Can't connect with Chark. Coverage there by Isaac Yiadom out of BC.
Yeah, who got the pressure there? I think it was Dooley from Wisconsin. Good coverage by Yiadom from BC.
Dooley
up top of the screen. Yeah, you know what he is? He's a beaver. He looks for work everywhere, outside, inside, off the ball. The dude is a stone beaver, and because of that, he's going to play in the NFL.
One-year starter at Wisconsin and turned himself into a heck of a player.
Special teams. be a Beaver.
Beating Alex Kappa from Humboldt State. J.K. Scott will let it go from his 5. Spiraling kick, backing Barrios up. Easy for me to say, the 25. Barrios had a 34-yard return earlier, this one to the 35. Daniel?
Tell you what, guys, the defensive line coaches all week long they complain that these offensive linemen cheat in one-on-ones during practice. They don't acknowledge the snap count. They jump every single time, and they take away the speed. Well, you can't cheat on game day. And it seemed like the offensive line that got the better of these guys all week, it's been flipped today.
Hey, DJ, maybe all that cheating talk, because we did see, what'd you call it, Mike, a natural twist?
Yeah, there was a natural twist in there, DJ.
And that's not a donut that we had earlier. Not a natural cinnamon twist.
Coach Weaver dialed up a natural twist.
Natural twist from the defensive side of trying to even things up a little bit.
He got lost, you guys. He got lost.
All right, maybe Hail Mary time. 3 seconds left in the second quarter. 1 timeout, but can't imagine you can get a play in and call timeout.
There you go.
Get the ball on the floor. It's going to be recovered by Puna Ford, but it doesn't matter. It is the end of the half. An entertaining first half. 18-3. The South on top of the North at the 69th edition of the Reese's Senior Bowl. They tried the
hook and ladder.
Hook and ladder.
Hey, don't wait till the end of the game. And you know how interesting that was? That was Boise State Cedric Wilson doing the hook and ladder to flip it, trying to bring it back from when they beat Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yep, Fiesta Bowl.
Cedric Wilson, father, former NFL wide receiver, won a Super Bowl ring with the Steelers.
And former
Vol.
Thank you.
Is that okay?
Thank you.
The last one drafted.
Hey.
Alex Flanagan down to the sideline.
With Bill O'Brien, where things are starting to get a little competitive down here.
Trying to win the game, hook and ladder, you know, we're trying to run reverses, so no, it's fun. These kids are playing hard, and just come out and have a good second half.
It's all fun and games, but you are not kidding around, because you came out fast.
Yeah, we did. You know, I thought White did a good job at quarterback. You know, he made some plays, got good poise, and our guys are having fun this week, and it's showing on the field today.
Yeah, all the talk, of course, has been about the North quarterbacks, but Mike White comes out and really has a great first half.
I think that's what it's all about. You know, you take advantage of your opportunity, and that's what White did the first half.
All right, some big explosive plays as well for you in the first half. What about the second half?
Yeah, I think we just have to, you know, do a good job. We have to do a better job of running the ball, and then, you know, hopefully convert on third down and try to possess the ball. So I think if we keep giving the ball back to them, they may end up scoring.
All right, go fire them up.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
Andrew, back to you.
Alex Flanagan, thank you. Bill O'Brien, thank you. That was fun. South on top of the North, 18-3. Hopefully, an entertaining second half as well here at Bullfield. Total Access at the half next from LA. So now let's see if his team can stage a comeback here. Down 15 as we start the third. Daniel Jeremiah, your thoughts down to the sideline.
I'll tell you what, this group of underclassmen running backs we have in this draft has been talked about a bunch, but how about 2 seniors out here in Rashad Penny and Kalen Ballage from the West Coast having big-time first half. You saw the juice from Ballage. He's clearly got the most explosiveness of any back out here, and then Penny shows you what he can do in the passing game. Big day for both those guys.
Absolutely. Big day for those backs.
Hey, DJ, I said it a few years ago. I stand by it. The running back renaissance in this game is real.
I'll tell you what else is real. My eardrums, they are gone. I was a
Talladega man got me. They got me, boys. DJ,
let me tell you,
more experience down there, brother.
DJ, you were rubbing it in earlier that you didn't have to wear a suit. Maybe that's what you get.
Well, yeah, I do dig not wearing a suit, though. That was a nice plus.
I will say this, though, guys. Thursday, I said, Mike White, that's my quarterback.
Dude.
And he's playing.
That was a clean half. He made plays.
It really was. You know what I like? Look, the deep ball was great, but Mike, you know what I liked most of all? I thought his patience in the pocket and his ability to get off of the primary guy and get to the check down.
Yep.
I thought was terrific, because those are a lot of the winning plays you make in the NFL. There's a lot of great coverage up there. Your willingness to take that check down and get the completions and keep the sticks moving. At Move the Sticks.
Was that a podcast promo?
Yes.
Okay.
That podcast, at Move the Sticks. I'm sure that he and Bucky will be talking about that this week.
I thought he had a plan. The kid knew every snap, what he saw pre-snap, and he had a plan. He threw the ball with great location and accuracy. I mean, come on.
Now we'll see how the second half goes for him and the rest of the quarterbacks that will be on display.
The North is down 15. Will get the ball to start the third quarter. As we told you earlier, only 2 kickoffs in this game to start the game and now to start the third.
And remember, Luke Falk from Washington State, who was here all weekend, had a very impressive week, is not here. Back home for the funeral of his teammate Tyler Helinski. But he had a very nice week here.
He really did.
Football.
Talk about timing and accuracy and anticipation. That's Luke Falk.
Luke Falk had a very good week, and everyone understood here when late in the week he said, I would like to go home to California for Tyler Helinski's funeral. Spoke so highly and passionately about his former teammate. This week here in Mobile, Cedric Wilson returns. That Shark has the tackle. So Tyler Helinski, Luke Falk, always connected, and Falk gets a lot of praise this week for his work on the field, his demeanor, his confidence, everything.
Kind of interesting. Look who's going out to quarterback. I was told that Josh Allen would finish up the first half and then be done. It looks like they're a little upset. I think I think the North, I'd love to see Allen come out right here and attack the perimeter of the field. They get single high. What does he do best, Charles? He throws the ball outside the numbers.
DJ,
you get single high. Look at this. Man, single high. Throw it outside the numbers.
He's got Wilson. He has Hamilton. He avoids the sack and slings it to Smythe, his tight end. So nice play there, Josh Allen. Awareness, and he could show the sidearm as well.
Yeah, that's a big, strong guy in the pocket. He wanted to push it down the field, but there was pressure. I think Nwosu right there from USC. Strong enough, though, to still just fling it with his wrist sidearm.
He's really strong because I thought Nwosu had his ankles. He had him around the waist. He's pulling him away from the throw and had enough arm to get it there to Smythe.
And it's gain of 19 for Josh Allen, who is now 3 for 6 and now 4 for 7. That's Deshaun Hamilton. This is Alex Flanagan.
Andrew, we're going to see more of Josh Allen and Tanner Lee. We will not see any more of Baker Mayfield. Mayfield has actually left the stadium, you guys. He's heading home. Now, I've talked to the Senior Bowl people and Phil Savage, who felt okay about the decision he was making. They wanted to accommodate him. As you guys know, he came in with some family issues, and that was one of the reasons that he was late. So he had planned on going home a little bit early, and they felt really happy that he fulfilled the commitment to play here today. But Baker Mayfield has left the building. I was kind of bummed. He told me he'd give me a second-half interview.
Well, I'd tell him to hold my flight, will you?
Balaj there. Drilled in the backfield by Oren Burks, a late arrival this week from Vandy.
But to finish up with Alex, you're so right about he fulfilled that commitment. They knew what was going on. He came late because his mom had some health issues and he wanted to be around to be in the hospital with her. He's going to go back and be with her again. I think anyone who's listening to us understands, in all cases, for all of us, it's family first.
And that's the point Mayfield made when he did address the media on the field after his first practice. Coaches said he came here, he worked, and he did play that first half. Kalen Balaj in the backfield now on a 3rd and 8. Josh Allen avoids the sack. Allen with a move, and then he goes head first across the 50 for a first down.
And, you know, I think it was Davenport who's limping a little bit. Watch Davenport beat the Army guy toes right there. Forces him up into the pocket. Gets away from LaCouture. See, look at the outside pressure. I'd like, because we didn't see the outside speed from Davenport. We saw nothing but bull rush. I think he's starting to flash in this game, and hopefully he's fine. Hopefully he's fine, but in this game, we've seen an awful lot from him.
He definitely changed the schedule of what Josh Allen had in mind, didn't he?
Yep. Marcus Davenport from UTSA on the sideline. Hope to get an update on him when we can. Josh Allen now all kinds of time directing traffic, throwing incomplete to Hamilton with the flag from the secondary.
Now, that was a bullet right there. It was heavy play action. They only had 2 receivers, max protection. So we had plenty of time, but neither receiver was open. He waited, and
prior to the pass. Defense number 22, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Shandon Sullivan holding Georgia State.
And this is unfortunate, Mike, because I thought Sullivan was in good position. But here's what you were talking about. Josh Allen, max protection, plenty of time, and no one gives open.
Yeah, but he rips it. Watch where the ball is at the end, because Hamilton finally now there's a lot of grabbing going on. He comes open. Hamilton's got to make that catch. That's the second ball today that he needs to finish on.
Yeah, that's one he could finish. I mean, unfortunate they threw the flag there, but he could finish that one.
Automatic first down, though, on the holding as Balaj gets around the right end. Burks gets tracks him down, but how about Balaj with some burst?
How about the Army tackle, Brett Toth, the right tackle? He's going to get a seal on, see right there, that's a hard block right there. He gets the seal on Kylie Fitz, that gets the edge for Balaj, and you know, we keep talking about Balaj, and justifiably so, but that kid with the Army helmet is a great story. And if the team has to wait 2 years for him to be able to play for him while he fulfills his military commitment, I think there are going to be plenty of teams that would like to sign him.
Did you see that movement there? That ease, former tight end. I think that when he comes back from the 2 years, he'll be a left tackle.
Gain of 10 for Balaj, now has 53. Toth, by the way, a nuclear engineering major, as now they run left side behind Denby. And Balaj continues to rack up the yardage. We mentioned a lot of small school guys here this week. Nathan Shepard broke a bone in his hand early in the week. He is gone, but he was impressing before he left.
He made a huge impression. Division III, Michael Joseph, Justin Watson, Ivy League. Are you kidding me? He doesn't have the combine invite yet. Nick DeLuca is going to make somebody's team as a linebacker and special teams player, and I put him on, even though it's Division I. Don't tweet me or anything. I know what division they're in. I put that in there because I think he's had a great 2 weeks. They're not a traditional NFL-type school. He's going to play in the league.
Mike, the kids today say, don't at me. Like, you know, the ampersand.
So just be glad
I'm not a kid.
Just be glad
I'm not a kid.
Just try to keep you hip. I'm not a kid anymore.
I'm not a kid. I mean, just the fact that I use the word tweet as a verb, it's mind-boggling.
Which is absolutely startling to begin with.
It really is.
The idea that you are on Twitter.
I hate it.
I still can't believe it.
We've come a long way. Jalen Samuels into the game there at tailback, taking it to the 27. Balaj, after that gain of 4 on the previous play, walks slowly to the sideline.
So, Shaquem Griffin's in the game. One of the best stories in all of football. He only has one hand. Officially does not have a combine invite yet, and when I put his film on at UCF, I saw a kid fly all over the field, came off the edge, sacked the quarterback, dropped in coverage, played special teams. His older brother was drafted in the 3rd round last year, Shaq, by Seattle, and played extremely well. And this
started most of the year.
This kid will be a player, folks.
Samuels hit by Burks in the backfield. Nice play by the Vandy linebacker. As we get back to Shaquem Griffin. Listen, a lot of eyes on the quarterbacks this week. Shaquem Griffin was truly the guy that everybody was talking about because he has no limitations. He deserved to be here, and he was making plays all week.
He deserves to be at the combine. He deserves to be here. 6 feet 223. People say, you know, does having one hand impact him? Well, every once in a while he has to disengage from a big body, maybe, but his motor runs all the time, and whether he's a special teams player and a dime linebacker to start, doesn't matter. He's going to make a team.
This is 4th down for Josh Allen. Allen over the middle. There's Gesicki. Gesicki has a first down. Tripped up by Reeves near the 16. DJ.
I'll tell you what, one of the things that everybody says about Griffin, they talk about the energy that he brings to practice every single day. He did it down here this week, and to game day. And he's a guy I think everybody talks about as a 5th, 6th round pick. I won't be surprised if he's long gone by the time we get to that point in the draft.
Yeah, remember earlier today, DJ, Romeo Crennel talked about the way they used him in practice to test him in different spots, up to and including safety. So imagine him on the field when you want to use a spy. He could play that position quite well, too.
Here's Wadley with not a lot of room to run. Puna Ford, big number 95, is in there.
I love that name, Puna.
Puna.
Yeah, well, apparently it was grandma.
It started with Pooh. Right, started with Pooh and evolved into Puna.
Came Puna. I don't know many 310-pound guys that are Pooh or Puna.
and what is he, like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11"?
He's just on the 6. I think he's 6 feet 3'0".
We'll round it up.
No, let me get it for you. He's 5'11", which means 5'11" and 5'8", 306 pounds.
You know, he could be a great lead guy in goal line situations when you put him on the field in front of a tailback.
Real name, Kalen. Fake the end around. Throw to the end zone. Coughlin. Put him up.
There's
touchdown.
We'll talk about touch. Everybody says he only has a fastball. And who's the first thing down there?
Yes.
They're going to fake a reverse. A lot of play action, misdirection going on in this play. One, there's a fake. Here's the reverse. Really good play action. Tight window. Look where the ball's dropped in. Conklin.
It's
the
not
tight
bad
end
coverage
Central
either.
Michigan. Good coverage by DJ's guy, Leonard.
That's not bad coverage. That's a well-thrown football.
Wow. And you needed touch there because of the type of throw it was.
I mean, Leonard came within really a fingernail of knocking that one away.
Yep. Tyler Conklin from Central Michigan, a transfer from Northwood University, where he started his career playing basketball. Now Michael Badgley on for the point after. Puts it through.
Those guys keep showing up at tight end.
The North.
Adam Shaheen last year.
Yes, sir.
By the Bears.
18-10 here in the third.
You bet your birdie neck I do.
While other insurance companies just see a house, State Farm sees the home you've worked really hard for.
Universal Technical Institute is now training students for future positions in the transportation industry. If you have a passion for putting machines to the test, UTI is ready for you with over $15 million in sponsored scholarships this year. We build our programs with the leading names in the business, so you can learn the professional skills you need in classrooms like these. Visit uti.edu to find out about programs, campuses, and financial aid. Contact us today to enroll.
Looking ahead 8 days on Super Bowl Sunday, NFL Game Day Morning has Super Bowl 52 covered for you. 8.5 hours of live coverage from Minneapolis, and I'm guessing from St. Paul as well. NFL Game Day Morning, it is next Sunday at 9 Eastern, live only on NFL Network. Here we are at the Reese's Senior Bowl, and when you see the NFC champions next week, you are going to see a lot of Senior Bowl flavor.
Look at the, I mean, talk about guys that are important to this team. Go right down the list. Patrick Robinson with a big interception, all Senior Bowl players.
Yeah, and Corey Clement, who came in this year, yep, hard to believe, undrafted. LeGarrette Blount, with all of his production in the NFL, undrafted. Pretty strong right there.
Eagles found their quarterback here 2 years ago in Carson Wentz. Unfortunately, for his sake, he is watching here, but watching Nick Foles lead the Eagles to the Super Bowl as Kyle Lauletta is back in. The Richmond Spider at quarterback, giving it to Darrell Williams, maybe a couple of yards.
You know, going back to the Eagles for just a moment, I do their preseason games, and just to take a look at where they were a couple of years ago from a personnel standpoint. Howie Roseman came in with Joe Douglas and drafted Carson Wentz and built around him, traded, drafts, free agency. A couple years later, they're in the Super Bowl, and Doug Peterson, what a job he did with all the injuries. And how about if Carson Wentz goes down at that point in the season, everybody thinks it's over. Boy, Nick Foles comes in, they play to his strengths. It really a team effort to get there.
Lauletta with a little gas on it, but Jamon Moore can't hang on. And it's more than just the quarterback, too. You lose Jason Peters, you lose Darren Sproles.
I'm just saying, to me, and I saw some of the Eagles people this week, and I couldn't wait to just say, hey, I thought it was awesome because he did it on the personnel side, he did it on the coaching side, and it was perfect meld of both.
It all ramped up, and don't forget, having Foles there, a guy who's been a starter in the league, a guy who's won games, gone to a Pro Bowl. It's a big deal to have that as your backup, have him as your backup quarterback, and a guy who's had some experience.
This is 3rd and 7 for Kyle Lauletta, and he gets destroyed. That pocket collapses immediately, and that ball is out. Think Brandon Parker fell on it, but he had no time.
It was inside. Well, watch the bull rush here. He just jacks the tackle back in his lap, and then inside, the right tackle pushed his guy who went up and under on him into the quarterback. I mean, wow.
I mean, we had 3 bull rushes and 1 up and under move, and they got back there and met the QB.
Yeah, that Lauletta had no shot, and I hope he's okay.
Harrison Phillips, Justin Jones meet me at the quarterback there as the punter is now on. J.K. Scott out of Alabama with Braxton Berrios from Miami standing on the 35-yard line. Under 7 to go now, 3rd quarter, 18-10. South on top of the North. High one through the rain. Barrios takes it on the 30. At a 34-yard return earlier, stays on his feet here and gets across the 40 to the 42. Help the quarterback, Kyle Lauletta.
Whoa. Good hustle.
Dynamic performance, so you can own the road. Aggressive styling, so you can break away from everyone else. The bold Lexus IS. Experience amazing.
I'm Mike, a firefighter from Maryland, and I lost 58 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Fighting fires? That's tough. Losing weight with Nutrisystem Turbo for Men? That's easy. Now with all new high-protein NutriPro shakes. Lose 15 pounds and 7 inches overall in your first month. Lose weight fast. Money back guarantee.
I'm Dean, and I lost 245 pounds.
Lose weight, burn fat, and improve your health. Order your 28-day plan right now, and we'll rush you Nutrisystem Turbo for Men with specially designed meals, plus 1 week of all new NutriCurd bars to curb cravings, free, and 1 week of all new NutriPro shakes packed with 20 grams of protein to help shrink your belly, free.
I love the food. Pasta, pizza, so good. It's an easy-to-follow plan.
Call or go online in the next 2 minutes and get 1 week of all new Turbo Boosters to rev your metabolism, free. Lose 15 pounds and 7 inches overall in your first month.
Do it. Do it now. Don't wait.
Go online or call 877-433-THIN and get Nutrisystem Turbo for Men with bars, NutriPro shakes, and Turbo Boosters free.
Leading the North by 8 points here in the second half in Mobile, Alabama at the Reese's Senior Bowl. And Reese's has become, we got to let the pilots pass by really quick from the flyover. Reese's has certainly become such a big part of this this whole week, really. So I'm standing by with Eric Bowers, one of Reese's brand managers, and I know you guys just recently extended your partnership with the Senior Bowl. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, this is an amazing event, Alex. You know, every single year we look forward to this. Not only you get to know the players, you get to know their journey, where they come from, but even more importantly, the hospitality of both Phil and the Senior Bowl staff, as well as the entire community of Mobile. It's quite an experience. So with that, we're really excited to extend the Reese's Senior Bowl for another 3 years.
That's awesome. And you guys really, every year, it just gets better and better. And you mentioned the community aspect of it, which I know your company is also embraced as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very thankful. Yesterday we had the opportunity to work with Feeding the Gulf Coast, as well as some Senior Bowl players and Big Brothers, Big Sisters. So yesterday we sorted over 1,800 pounds of food, which made over 1,500 meals. Really excited to help serve the community here in Southern Alabama.
And then you also do a financial contribution as well.
Yeah, $10,000 today to Feeding the Gulf Coast. We couldn't be more proud to be a part of that. Not only helping Nourishing Minds, we have a great partnership with Feeding America, but even more importantly, nourishing kids, get them ready for school so they can grow and prosper.
All right, as we're sitting here chatting, there's a touchdown. Andrew, you want to take that real quick and then get it back to me?
Yeah, Alex, Durham Smythe with the touchdown from Josh Allen, who put together a very nice and very quick drive. Smythe the touchdown after a 31-yarder that will break down later to Michael Gallup. Here's that first one, Mike.
It was a play action. Deep over. The throw is outstanding. The Alabama corner can't get there. Michael Gallup finishes the play. Now that sets up the touchdown. Drop back, and this is all a touch pass again. So we saw the heavy power, the steam on the last throw. Now we see the touch. So in the second half, we're seeing Josh Allen become the guy we all thought he was.
Yeah, it was a tight end wheel, and he got out there and got a little traffic and got away from Jakeem Griffin. And what a well-thrown football. So perfectly placed. And what's that word again?
Gas and air, man. Gas and air.
And they're going for two now after both the gas and the air. Deshaun Hamilton to the left. And back in the backfield, Wadley. Mike Gesicki to throw a jump ball to the right. Look at the Penn State tight end. 2-point conversion. Going to Gesicki. Nope. Knocked away, broken up there by Jeremy Reeves from South Alabama. Back to Alex.
Yeah, Andrew, before I let Eric go, I want to share with you guys some products. So usually Reese's is kind enough to bring us a big cup. So you do have that, but I understand we have we're going to debut a new product and give our viewers some insight into something that you guys are coming out with this summer.
We're really excited. So Alex, you know, on behalf of the Reese's team, not only do you get the 1-pound cup this year, I know you're excited about that.
My kids love it.
That's right. We have a brand new product this year, the Reese's Outrageous. So it's your Reese's peanut butter topped with caramel, then topped with over 50 Reese's pieces, all enrobed in chocolate. We're so excited. It'll be
Break it open really quick. You guys, this one is awesome. Rip it open. Let's show them what's inside. So I love the Reese's cup, you guys, that has the Reese's pieces inside. Okay.
DJ Shark down the sideline. DJ Shark does it again. Kyle Lauletta hit him on the long touchdown. This one, 75 yards.
Hey, if you want a high-scoring game, let Alex interview somebody.
It's going to kick in.
Guys, well, Eric and Reese's, congratulations on all the great work here, and thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
All right, guys, back to the game.
Thanks, guys.
Listen, they're debuting the new Outrageous bar.
Yeah.
How outrageous is this play? Look at the throw by Lauletta, and Chark, who's having himself a day as well, runs away from everyone and catches it and takes it into the end zone. Quarterbacks are really starting to heat up with ball placement, Mike.
Yeah, nice route by Chark. He was open by 5 yards on a post corner route.
DJ Chark with the 75-yard touchdown. He now has 4 receptions for 147 yards. That Scott extra point is good. I beg your pardon. Daniel Carlson's extra point is good. We got some action. We got some candy. 25-6. 25-16, beg your pardon. South on top of the North.
When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. When I'm gone.
Hey, Janet. Hey, Kim. Can you suggest any good house painters?
I'll take quotes from your
Top 4 guys and free background checks and reviews for each of them.
You can't expect your neighbors to do everything Home Advisor can. So to find and book a top-rated home pro for free, just ask Home Advisor.
Today on NFL Total Access, we're live with the Eagles and Patriots. We're getting offensive with Terrell Davis and James Jones. Plus, Pro Bowl stars and the Senior Bowl stock watch. Today, 5:30 Eastern.
Paradises by Melia, where you want to be seen.
You're the reason why I wanna make this last forever. This is destiny, it's our legacy, making history, taking history.
Join the club. Sign up your newborn today.
Experience Control GX for men, the first shampoo with a brain. What makes it so smart? It reduces gray the same way it grows in, gradually. The more you shampoo with Control GX, the less gray you have. Just use it until you like what you see. How smart is that? Gradually reduce gray with Control GX from Just for Men, the first shampoo with a brain.
The following message is brought to you by YMeso.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-400-8108 or go to ymeso.com.
Have yourself a day, DJ Chark, a guy that only had 66 career receptions at LSU, but has 4 more today for 147 yards. As Josh Allen, we thought his day might have been done at the half, but he has come out here. He has been slinging it around in the third quarter. 8 for 11, a $124. And a couple of scores, and we've got a game, 25-16 with 5:58 here in the third quarter at the Reese's Senior Bowl.
Mike, I think Josh Allen went in at the half said he wanted more reps. I don't think he liked how he finished. That's just a guess. No, we weren't there. But I think he went to those coaches and said, you know something, we got to play some more. Because I think he's competitive too.
And you love that, right? We're both supposing here, but that's outstanding. And by the way, Davenport's back in the game, so he's healthy.
From UTSA, yep.
He's batted up the left ankle there.
These two guys have played well, Davenport and Brown from Virginia.
Andrew Brown wearing 99.
He got a good get-off.
Here's
there.
Allen, fakes it, throws it. Justin Watson dropping it right in the bucket, beating Saran Neal.
Someone's in rhythm right now. We're talking about Josh Allen and Justin Watson's one of my favorite players here. Look at him get off the line of scrimmage against Saran Neal.
Look at him stack them.
And look at that. And look how he knows see how he left room on the sideline to fade into for the quarterback to throw the football. That's a well-run route by Justin Watson. Guys got the Maxwell Pennsylvania Player of the Year award that just came out recently. Well deserved. Can you believe he was a 3-time runner-up for Ivy League Player of the Year? 3 times.
288 catches in 30 games. My dad was a coach at Penn when I was a little kid, so I watched an awful lot of football games at Franklin Field, and I was down on the field with him before the game, and I said, did you get the combine invite? And he said no. So, and after the East-West week he had last week, a lot like Shaquem Griffin, right? They're two guys we all have seen them for 2 weeks now, and we're like, hey, they got to be there. This kid can play.
If you guys hear a big thud in through your TVs, that's me jumping up on the table and stomping for Shaquem Griffin and Justin Watson to get combine.
I think we will all join you on that table the way Shaquem Griffin has played this week. Saran Neal, by the way, beaten there by Watson, gets up and walks to the south sideline. There is Shaquem Griffin. Josh Allen, who you hypothesized, Charles, said at the half he wants the football 7 for 7 for $144 in this third quarter.
Yeah, and again, with gas and with some air. I mean, he's bringing it hard, and he's also got a little touch.
There he fires with a lot of gas over the head.
There we go.
Let's look through Josh Allen's day today. Didn't start too hot.
Yeah, first half, a lot of pressure, but we saw an athlete. He escaped pressure a couple times, picked up a lot of yards and a couple of first downs on the way to a 2-minute drill. And then here it comes, the touch to Conklin from Central Michigan. In the pocket. Touch again to Smythe from Notre Dame. And he's excited.
He is a gamer, and now facing a 2nd and 10.
Poona Ford. Is that Poona?
The blitz. That ball is out and still out. And they're going to say he was down. Let's go down to the sideline. DJ.
Well, first of all, when Mike and Charles start praising somebody, it's like the anti-Reese's guy. Something bad's getting ready to happen. Secondly, Josh Allen on the sidelines down here when he came off after that last series, man, he is beaming, and they scored right away. I don't think they were too disappointed the other team scored right away. They want to get right back out there.
The highlight on this play is Hernandez, the left guard, potential second-round pick against Poona Ford. Watch the quickness. He wins the hand battle. He gets outside. Wait a minute, that's my bad. They were setting up a screen. Yep. Did you see that?
Yes.
Hernandez that's my bad, folks. DJ was right. I don't have a clue.
And now Wadley on the delay after
Can we get the Reese's guy back here? I want to see some more fireworks.
But I will say this, Mike. Poona Ford flashed so quickly, the screen never had a chance to get set up. He flashed, and he forced Josh Allen to hop step up into the pocket, and he had no chance at all. The screen was dead because of Poona Ford's rush.
I had a coach say to me earlier this week, man, I really like this kid. I wonder, where he's going to go or if he goes. And I'm like, he's the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year.
Find a place for him.
The only guy that did that in Texas's history was the guy by the name of Brian Arakpo.
That worked out pretty well.
Hey, guys, I think they called the timeout to remind him they got to block the long snapper.
and maybe a couple of the edge guys. Yeah. The Ivy Leaguer almost blocked one and wasn't sure if he should or not.
DJ, did you see him wander back there? He's like, should I?
I'm here. You know why you're here.
Might as well. I saw Watson off the edge on that punt. Justin Watson, who had that reception earlier, almost blocked the punt. You're not allowed to rush. And I had that moment where I went, is he allowed?
Yeah. Is that in the rules?
I played in the blue-gray game in 1980 with Howie Long, and Howie rushed the punter in a game you weren't allowed to rush the punter. He blocked it and fell on it in the end zone and got the MVP.
Defensive MVP.
To this day, I'm like, dude, you didn't deserve it. Kidding me? I got the pick that ended the game.
And he's going to let it go over his head. Let's see if they
DJ,
look who it is.
Long snapper.
Of course, guys. There's no surprise there.
I don't know. I mean, listen, don't write your MVP votes down too fast now.
He might be the first long snapper I've watched in the last 10 years.
And Tanner Carew is all over the place.
So it's White, Chark, or Carew.
Yes. Right now they're all in the game.
Well, DJ, what about Chark down there?
I'll tell you what, guys. You feel his speed when you're down here on the sideline, and he's so smooth, but yet sudden. He's probably helped himself this week. You can make a case more than anybody else, especially with what he's done this afternoon.
DJ, I opined that I think he'll be a much better pro than what we saw in college, just because of volume, numbers. I said inconsistent quarterbacking, etc.
That's kind. That's pretty kind.
Well, I'm trying to be nice that way, but I think he's been terrific today.
Well, Chark has 147. He is 3 away from his career high 150 against Auburn.
And look at him getting off the line of scrimmage against Jamarcus King, and look at that. Boom, just able to beat him and then get upfield in front of him so he can't make up that ground. And now on a crossing route, little shallow cross, makes the play. Almost slips the tackle. Good tackle in space by Trayvon Henderson. But I think he's just played very well. And he's also got a tackle on special teams on a punt.
Here's Ian Thomas from Lauletta, who threw this from right inside the goal line, 1 foot in the end zone, and he hits the Indiana tight end across the 30.
He's in line. That's a YY look. 2 tight ends. This is an inline tight end play action seam route. That's a typical NFL throw off play action right there. Good throw by Lauletta. Good catch by Ian Thomas, who I believe only had about 28 catches in his career. Was a good inline blocker at Indiana.
Had 25 of them this season.
Only 1-year starter at Indiana. 5 touchdowns. Here's Penny. Little wiggle over the left side for the man who led FBS in rushing this past season. Michael Joseph from Dubuque is there. A gain of around 6 as we march towards the 2-minute warning. Yes, there is one in the 3rd quarter as well.
Have we seen Vaughn, the fullback, today?
Don't believe we have seen number 15.
I wonder if he got nicked up this week because
we saw him Thursday practice.
And I think it's a very comforting thing for Penny. They're teammates together at San Diego State, and they feel each other.
Maybe the final play of the 3rd quarter. Lauletta, play fake. Look out. Lauletta ripped down. No, he stays on his feet. Again, stays on his feet. He lost 2. Could have lost 7, 8. How about Kyle Lauletta? With the escape act, not once, but twice. 2-minute warning, 3rd quarter.
Yeah, we've come this far, but can we finish what we started? Do we have it in us? Can we get back at it and keep grinding? Because the second we think we've given everything, we're gonna give more. Because this is our moment, and we are.
Whatever you're made for, Gatorade is made to fuel it.
Lexus Safety System Plus Standard in the 2018 Lexus ES and ES Hybrid.
Lease the 2018 ES 350 for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
The 18-0 season hangs in the balance for the Patriots.
How the heck he catch that?
I knew I just wasn't letting it go.
The New York Giants with the most improbable win in recent memory.
2 minutes left in the third quarter of the Reese's Senior Bowl here in Mobile, Alabama, and that is a day for Josh Allen, who came out in the second half and found some rhythms. Let's kind of talk about the overall game, first half, second half.
Yeah, first half was a little shaky, obviously. We didn't put as many points up as we wanted to, so we came out the second half. We knew we had to move the ball, and we got it down to a one-score game. I missed Mike in the back of the end zone on that fade, and I should have let him go get it. We're down 9 going into the fourth year, so we got a chance.
You guys are competitive on the North.
Oh, absolutely. We want to win this game. I mean, we came out to compete, so that's what we're doing.
All right, so it was our understanding that you were only going to play the second quarter of this game. Did you go lobby your coach to come out? Here we go again.
Plenty!
You know, Alex, I came here wanting to play. If I get more plays in the fourth, I get more plays. You know, I'm happy to be here. You know, it's a great chance to come out and compete with some of the best in the nation, and that's what we're doing.
Are you worried at all, though, when you come out? I mean, the last thing you'd want to do is get injured.
Yeah, I mean, you can get injured doing anything regular, crossing the street, you know, driving your car. You know, we're playing football. I love to do this. Obviously, there's some different rules in this game where they can't bring pressure and blitz, so I trust the guys up front, and I trust our guys who are going to make some plays.
The touchdown balls you threw looked to me like they had some pretty nice touch on them. I know you've been working on footwork and accuracy. How do you feel like you progressed this week?
You know, as the days went by, I think I got better, and I think the coaches saw that. You know, obviously new terminology, you're playing with new receivers, so getting the chance to kind of get in tune with them over the course of the week and come out here and not have to worry about what's going on in my head before the snap, you know, now we're just playing football. It's second nature.
I love to see how relaxed you are and how much fun it seems like you're having. Congratulations, and it's great to see you, and good luck with the process over the next couple of months.
Appreciate that, Alex. Thank you.
Back up to you, Andrew.
All right, let me tell you, Alex, you can do the whole game the rest of the way.
Because that's when the fireworks happen.
Because when Alex has the mic, it turns into an arena football game.
Big plays.
We just had 42 yards to Traquan Smith from Kyle Lauletta, and we were joking because when Alex had a couple of interviews before, we had a touchdown or two, and before we threw it to Alex here in the booth during the commercial, we said, hey, let's come up with some names. Who's going to make a big play? But none of us had Traquan Smith.
I did. Yeah. I just didn't say it.
Automatic first down.
That's funny.
Clock will start on the
snap. And by the way, Traquan Smith beat Division III Michael Joseph, who I thought competed all week and was worried about. The only thing I worried about was his long speed. He's been beat twice today so far, both on deep routes.
And that's going to be the question mark for him when we find out what he actually runs, how he stays with people we've seen.
I hope he's at the combine.
Yes, I certainly hope so. There's another guy we jump on the table for, so that we'll see how that goes. But what a beautiful throw again by Lauletta, and Traquan Smith with an excellent route from UCF.
That was good for 42. Here's Rashad Penny making a move down to the 10. And by the way, Traquan Smith now with a game-high 5 receptions. Nick DeLuca is there. DJ is down there as well.
Schmidt, the quarterback. To me, Kyle Lauletta reminds me of Drew Stanton. You see him, he can move around, doesn't have one dominant skill. Just a good, solid all-around player.
Rashad Penny trying to get around the corner. Rashad Penny going for the pylon. Out of bounds, shy of the goal line.
He's got some juice to get to the corner now. I thought that they were going to meet him at the angle. Watch as he scoots to the corner here. Okay, look at pursuit. And he outruns Trayvon Henderson from Hawaii and almost gets in.
Steps out of bounds right around the 4. What a career that Rashad Penny had at San Diego State. The Mountain West Offensive and Special Teams Player of the Year. He ended his Aztec career with 5 consecutive 200-yard rushing games.
You know what? My favorite numbers aren't up there. 7.4 yards per carry and 7 kick return touchdowns.
Not bad. First and goal from the 4. It is Penny again fighting to the 1. Warner is there. DeLuca is there. Led FBS 2,248 yards. He was 5th in the Heisman. And he averaged, Mike, on those 7 career touchdowns. Overall, he averaged 30 yards a kickoff return in his career, which is remarkable. Inside of a minute to go here in the third quarter. This is going to be the 9th play of a drive that has gone 94 yards and eaten up 3 minutes. Kyle Lauletta is the quarterback. Lauletta resets his feet, fires for the end zone, and a touchdown to Dion Yelder from Western Kentucky.
Great job, because he wanted the running back in the flat. That was his initial look, was the running back who was covered. That was Penny. So he took his time. The running back's going to come here and out to the flat. He's going to find number 2 right here. So 1's covered. He comes off of him and comes back to 2. Tight window, right? Look at him. Now he's coming to 2. Tiny window. Great location.
Love how he moved, reset his feet, and really got something on that pass because he had to turn that one loose. He lofts that one that's either picked or knocked away. He uncorked the fastball there and made Yelder go get it.
His high school coach, Mike Matta from Downingtown East, would be very proud of that.
Daniel Carlson now for the point after. Nice for Yelder there, who didn't even arrive until Wednesday. He was a late injury addition as the South had lost a couple of tight ends. His nickname is Thump. He had never caught a pass before his senior year. Was a backup, had played on special teams, and then with Mike White as his quarterback this year as a senior, a former walk-on, 52 receptions, 7 touchdowns, and now a touchdown at the Reese's Senior Bowl.
Yeah, had a big bowl game too against Georgia State. 5 catches, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's developing, and he'll get an opportunity because tight ends in the league are a big, big deal now. And Mike, you talked about inline tight ends. Not as many of them out there. Yelder has a chance to be one of those.
Yeah. And that's 2 touchdown passes for Lauletta, who very quietly has had a good game.
4 for 6, and now Tanner Lee is in. That ball is out. That is a scoop, and that is a score. Marcus Davenport.
Yeah, but that was all about Marquise Haynes.
That was a big play by Haynes.
Haynes beat the right tackle from Army, Toth.
And he beat him so fast. And offensive line coaches tell you all the time, when you're blocking the offensive line, don't miss fast. Meaning right away. Get something in front of him. Well, he missed fast. That was over.
And they're stripped. Great job there. Davenport with the Sunday hop and a touchdown, and
easy.
Whoa.
I mean, Lee's going to catch some grief for not protecting the ball, but Haynes was on him so quickly. You know, that made that difficult. Very nice play by Haynes, and Davenport the beneficiary. Looks like he's got some pretty decent hands there, Mike.
Yeah, definitely.
Picked it up like it was a 6-4-3 double play ball.
Come on, he got a Sunday hop, man.
At least there's no E next to his name for the bobble.
Extra point no good with 33 seconds to go, 38-16. DJ.
I'll tell you what, guys, it was a Sunday hop for Davenport, but since he had so much pressure early in this game, they've been chipping him the whole rest of the game, singling up the other side. So I took advantage of the one-on-one on the other side, and then Davenport got rewarded.
Is that allowed?
Oh, they've been chipping. I don't know if it's allowed, but they've been doing it with him repeatedly.
So 33 seconds to go. The South is going to get the ball to start the 4th quarter, but with this game now 38-16, the South with the lead by 22. We have a rule here in this game where following a score, when a team is trailing by 20, that team will maintain possession of the ball, as this one is up for grabs with a flag and an incompletion. Tanner Lee is the quarterback, the defensive back there, MJ Stewart.
Is there a push, but which way is it going to go?
Yeah, exactly. On defense. It's going on defense.
It's going against MJ Stewart. Who's he working against?
Illegal contact. Defense, number 26. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So they get MJ Stewart for that one.
I thought Stewart, who's the corner, off, about 11 yards off again. He had a really solid week. He's a competitive kid, but look at the size disadvantage there. I didn't see a whole lot of pushing and shoving.
Yeah, I think they could have kept that one in their pocket.
Yeah,
because I know in the NFL, they tell us all the time, the officials, if they're fighting with each other, let them work it out.
Right, if there's no distinct advantage gained.
Exactly, let them work it out, and that probably would have been a no call in the NFL.
And again, MJ Stewart, I thought, had a good week. He was up against Lazard. Lazard from Iowa State is one of those guys who doesn't run that fast. You're not all that impressed with him, but he's a big body. He catches everything, and he's got really good control of that big body to go get those 50-50 balls.
Yeah, he'll be a tough matchup in the red zone.
Tanner Lee with a couple of timeouts at the end of the quarter. There's a change of possession, and how about that catch by Michael Gallup, who goes up high, climbs the ladder, and comes down with it.
I talked to Michael Gallup on the field before the game. He's going to come down here. He had 5 catches for 81 against Alabama. and was not intimidated at all. He widens the corner by his release, takes it back inside. His quarterback hung him out to dry because you don't want it up there. You want it down low, but he goes up and gets it, and most importantly, holds on to it, despite the hit by Reeves.
Made up for the drop he had earlier in the game where he was wide open and it had been dropped in the bucket. He let it go. Nice job by Michael Gallup.
I think he's got some juice.
He does.
A lot of people don't talk about Michael Gallup. I think he's got some juice. I think he's under the radar a little bit. I think he's one of those guys that's powerful, explosive, quick, and when the ball's in his hands, he runs it like a running back.
Who's the young man who came out there a couple years ago they called Hollywood? For the wide
Rashad Higgins.
Rashad Higgins.
Hollywood Higgins.
I think this guy's got more juice and more heft to him.
Yeah, he's faster than Hollywood.
Gallup had 100 receptions this year for Colorado State. Tanner Lee behind Gallup. This one's picked by Jeremy Reeves in his home stadium. How about that one? Reeves gets a block. Reeves is going to bring it back to the 40.
Tanner Lee.
And Davenport on the backside created some pressure, I believe. I know he didn't see it, but he may very well have felt it.
No doubt. But Tanner Lee, it's interceptions and accuracy, and we've seen both. I mean, we see the good part of him, but the last throw wasn't a great one because he exposed his receiver to a big hit, and this one was really a bad throw. They're going too deep, okay? You're going to get some pressure here. Steps up in the pocket. I know it was on his back, but look where it is.
Yep. We've seen the good, we've seen the bad. You've mentioned it, Mike. And I'm telling you, when you watch Tanner Lee just throw routes versus air, watch him throw in the summer, you're thinking, my goodness. And then you see some throws during the game that you say the exact same thing until throws like that. And that's been a big part of what we saw his senior year.
And let's give Reeves some credit for making a nice play and a great return.
Listen, he had a big hit to play before, and then he comes back and picks one off.
Lauletta, at the end of the quarter here, the clock stops at 2. Now the South is going to get the ball back. Now the clock's at 1 and at 0. The South is going to get the ball back despite the fact there is that change of possession here. It ping-pongs back and forth. South gets it to start the 4th. 38-16 South on top of the North after 3.
We wrote the book on car pricing. For 90 years, we earned your trust as car value experts. Now, we're making you the expert with the Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor, a tool that analyzes what people actually paid for the car you want, so you can make sure you get into it for a fair price. Why pay more for your next car? Use Price Advisor, only from Kelley Blue Book.
Just because you're cooking at home doesn't mean you can't travel the globe. Plated is the meal kit for people who love food. So you can explore the world without ever leaving your kitchen. Our diverse menus include 20 globally inspired chef-designed recipes and 2 delicious desserts every week. And our flexible plans fit every table and schedule. Get everything you need to make amazing dinners in one completely customized box. From pre-portioned, high-quality ingredients to easy-to-follow recipe cards, so you can create home-cooked meals that will impress your entire family. Let Plated be your passport to unforgettable dinners every week.
Get 25% off your first 4 weeks at plated.com/25x4.
This is the pinnacle of our business.
The lights are bright. Expectations are high.
They know what's at stake, and you can tell that they're living and dying with every play.
You've got Hall of Fame players who now wear a microphone for us. This is it.
Man, Rashad Penny, 137 scrimmage yards, has been outstanding all day. Big back with an ability to cut. He's very smooth. I call him a weaver. Not an abrupt cut. He weaves in and out. He's got long speed. He can catch the football. Big day with 73 yards on a reception. And look at the backs last year's draft. Fournette at 4, McCaffrey at 8. Cook and Mixon, if they didn't have off-the-field issues, would have been first-round picks. And look at the third round. Kamara and Kareem Hunt, who played here last year in the Senior Bowl. They were the first 6 backs taken.
As we start the fourth quarter, 38-16. Mike Mayock, Charles Davis, Alex Flanagan, Daniel Jeremiah. I'm Andrew Siciliano. That is Ito Smith from McGill-Toon Catholic High School here in Mobile and Southern Miss.
And the reason we showed you that graphic, you know, Kareem Hunt obviously here a year ago, but think about the running backs this year, Charles. I mean, off the top of your head, you go Barkley, Darius Geis, Ronald Jones, Chubb and Michelle from Georgia, Kerryon Johnson, and then this kid, Penny. I mean, that's what, 7? It's about 7 backs right there.
Just right off the top.
It's a comparable class of kids, I hope.
Lauletta finds Chark, who has a big day. Chark, they're going to give him the 40-yard line on that one, the LSU wide receiver. DJ?
I'll tell you what, the pocket movement from Lauletta is outstanding right now, guys. He's got a little bounce in his step. He's got a good feel in the pocket. He looks good.
Yeah, I did a couple of his games, DJ, and what you said earlier about, you know, it maybe not one elite trait jumping out at you, but he does everything well. He's accurate. He's pretty athletic. He works the pocket. He does everything pretty well, man.
DJ, he's the kind of kid I think you have to leave the tape on. You know, if you want to draw a quick conclusion on Kyle Lauletta, you're making a big mistake, because I did it. I did 2 games. And each time I was thinking, okay, okay. And as it went on, more and more plays were made by him. Just stay with him.
He's efficient. He's just really, really efficient. He's not a flashy guy, but he gets the ball out on time. He's quick working through his progressions, and like Mike said, he's very accurate.
Hey, look, he's a Philly area guy. What else do you expect?
They also have the, if we get a close-up on their helmet, it's the best helmet I've ever seen in my life with that spider on there.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Kyle Lauletta also doing work off the field, founded something called the Pass It On Foundation to donate used sports equipment to the Boys and Girls Club. So football and some stuff off the field as well. Kyle Lauletta has had himself a nice week.
Yeah, I think he's been really good in the pocket. Touch and accuracy. Now, Chark was wide open. Charles Davis could have made that throw. Play action again, but I like that one. Tight end seam. Pressure up the middle. Ball comes out really quickly right there. Look where he drops it in. And finally, in the red zone, where things happen quickly, number 1's not open. He comes back to 2, slides to his left. Good innate feel for where to find a passing lane. Bang, touchdown.
I couldn't have punted it down there, Mike.
I think you could. Charles, come on. Lauletta now 6'10". There's Ito Smith out of the backfield. Makes a move. Nick DeLuca gets the tackle, but it's enough for a first down.
Ito's tiny, man.
He is. I mean, Ito is absolutely the perfect name for him. You know, he's a little guy, right? But he's powerful when he runs inside. When you see him on tape, when you know, playing during his college career, he has been very productive as a football player when you watch him and you look back throughout time. I mean, this is a guy, you know, 3 years of 1,000 yards, averaged 5.5 yards a carry for his entire career, 42 touchdowns. Not to mention, he had 140 catches in his career for 7 touchdowns.
And that's the key right there.
Very productive.
He was 16 yards shy of 16,000, or rather 6,000 scrimmage yards in his career. I know you said you called him tiny. This is actually when he was a kid. This is not today.
There's a lot of pads right there.
Romarius.
So now we know. That is so now we know. Now it's been given up to us. Romarius Ito Smith, and he's a local kid here. And I know one of the local news channels showed a lot of the local kids back here being honored at their local high schools, giving them their own day for making the Senior Bowl. Pretty neat.
Well, thanks to Mom for those pictures, by the way. Mom sent them in, so Ito, don't blame us, blame Mom. That's Jordan Akins from UCF with the first down to the 25.
Notice how many times you're calling these UCF kids today? Traquan Smith making plays. The Akins making plays on the offensive side. We've talked about Shaquem Griffin. It was no accident that this team had the year that they had. They were a very, very good football team, and I know people want to count them out and this and that, and we can talk about playoff all we want. They were a very, very good football team, and I know the Nebraska people were ecstatic to have Scott Frost coming home to lead them.
Here's Ito again up the middle to the 15 for another first down. Let's give him the 14. Ito Smith with Dewey Jarvis on the tackle, gain of 11.
Think it's lost in here a little bit.
Good double team, and then he gets out to the second level on DeLuca, and I think Cap is an inside player, not a tackle.
And did you see what happened with Fred Warner there? He lost vision of Ito Smith at the linebacker spot and curled around rather than holding his spot. They went right through that spot where he curled around trying to find him. Sometimes those little guys get hidden back there, and you can't find them in the hole.
Looks like he's going to release and we're out here.
Ninth play of the drive.
Yep.
Lauletta. Aitman, he fired it in there for another touchdown for the South.
3 touchdown passes for Kyle Lauletta. So Mike White started us off. And this Kyle Lauletta has played a heck of a second half along with Josh Allen. We're seeing some really good quarterback play today. Now, there's the release. It's a 2-man game on the backside. There's the slant. Good coverage. He put it in a tiny window, and a good catch by Aitman, who's a big body guy, gets the corner on his back and finishes.
Aitman won with size, and Lauletta made a decision to take a chance on that size versus that corner, and that's intelligent quarterbacking right there. Where's my matchup that I can win with, and had enough moxie to go ahead and deliver the ball. Well done.
Lauletta now with a game-high 198 yards and a game-high 3 touchdowns, and we have ourselves a blowout. 45 now, the most points in the Reese's Senior Bowl in 15 years.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Universal Technical Institute is now training students for future positions in the transportation industry. If you have a passion for putting machines to the test, UTI is ready for you with over $15 million in sponsored scholarships this year. We build our programs with the leading names in the business, so you can learn the professional skills you need in classrooms like these. Visit uti.edu to find out about programs, campuses, and financial aid. Contact us today to enroll.
My problem? I had tons of stuff to carry, but no easy way to do it. So I started Scotty Vest. At Scotty Vest, we make great-looking clothing with tons of hidden pockets and unique features. Visit ScottyVest.com right now and browse dozens of styles for both men and women.
There he is, your new brother-in-law. You like him. He's one of those guys who always smells good. His 5 o'clock shadow is always at 5 o'clock. You like him. Your mom says he's done really well for himself. He has stocks and bonds. Your dad wants to go fishing with him. Your dad doesn't even like fishing. You like your brother-in-law, but you'd like him better if you made more money than he does. Don't get mad at your brother-in-law. Get E-Trade.
I don't have to chase that camaraderie and that team atmosphere because I have it right here on the NFL Network. It's about to go down. That's something that you can't duplicate. Great Scott! That's what makes it special.
It's your morning football!
I just remember trying to get out of school early because I knew that it would, to meet the players, it would be packed. The lines would be long, so just trying to get an early dismissal and come to the convention center to meet the players and give me a bunch of autographs.
How cool is that for Edo Smith? McGill-Tulane Catholic High School here in Mobile used to come here and watch the game, the Senior Bowl. Now he's here, Alex, with his whole family.
Funny, I was wearing a McGill football pullover yesterday.
Yes,
and that's from Montreal, Canada, McGill University. You know, I mean, that's how I discovered there's a McGill-Tulane High School here. Because everybody came rolling up to me and said, hey, you at the high school? No, but I'm learning that I should probably know this high school. And now we do.
Lee to Conklin on that one. Alex Flanagan down on the sideline.
Yeah, Andrew, he was actually the first player that I met when I arrived here in Mobile on Monday. I talked to him. He was a little worried, said he was worried about pass protection, and that was something that he was going to have to prove and was going to be challenged with this week. And then he also told me about coming here while he was growing up and getting autographs. He said, oddly enough, he was home recently on the day that he got the invitation to come play in the Senior Bowl, and he was cleaning out a couple of drawers, and he found one of those old autographs from 2011. He had gotten Colin Kaepernick's autograph as a kid here in Mobile, Alabama.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Have those memories of seeing those guys, and it was dancing in his head that he'd like to be them one day, and here he is fulfilling that dream.
How good is Flanny, huh? Flanny has every scoop.
He's got the scoop now.
Tanner Lee on 3rd and 4. Braxton Berrios on the crosser. He is right by that marker. Let's see if they give it to him. He needed right around the 35. Let's call it a first down.
And Barrios is another tiny guy. He's 5'0", 5'8.5", 177, but only a one-year starter at Miami. But Charles, really quick. Slot receiver, aware, spatial aware, knowing where to cut and when to cut.
If I were him, I would really tune up my return ability.
Correct.
I would really work on that this offseason. Catching balls, being able to be a return guy. Kind of like, to me, it could be like a poor man's Ryan Switzer in this year's draft. You know, Switzer did it both ways at North Carolina.
We have an injury. Greg Gilmore from LSU is down to the field after that carry by Jalen Samuels from NC State. You see Braxton Berrios there on the sideline, valedictorian of the Miami School of Business Administration. Injury timeout, 8:54 to go in the fourth.
Join the club. Sign up your newborn today.
The night before the biggest game in sports, join host Rob Riggle along with stars of the gridiron and entertainment to honor the NFL's best performances, including Most Valuable Player. NFL Honors, Saturday, February 3rd on NBC.
Football, baby, the whole world is watching all night long, man. 1, 2, 3.
Coach, what's going on? I'm up here in the press box where I'm usually not.
Ain't no better place to be. Right here, right now. NFL football, right here on NFL Network.
Around the clock, we make your morning.
The best hour of your life. We're going there.
Your Thursday nights.
The offense has arrived tonight. That's how we roll here on Thursday Night Football.
We are all day, every day.
We start with the developing story.
We are the NFL's future.
Welcome to the NFL Draft. He's got Pro Bowl potential.
Present.
It's time to go, baby.
And past.
Any guy that touched the ball could score. Don't know what that feeling is like to walk off the field Super Bowl champion.
We are where the season never ends.
That is what I'm talking about.
We are football. Every touchdown pass, got it. Every touchdown dance, got that too. Every kickoff, every coach ticked off. Incredible shakes, of course. Fans that shake, yep. Right place at the right time, right place at the wrong time, got that too. If it's NFL football and it happened, we got it. Never miss a thing with broadcast replays, condensed games, and coaches film. NFL Game Pass. Get it for a new lower price today.
Who are you anyway?
Downtown Mobile. That is the Sénior Bowl Museum. 69 years of history in that building. Right now the South is on top of the North in a blowout, 45-16. 45, the second most points scored by a single team in the Reese's Sénior Bowl. The record was in 1980 when the North hung 57 on the board in a 57-3 blowout. Tanner Lee, the quarterback, on a play fake here. Tanner Lee, throw it deep. Cedric Wilson, nowhere near him, overthrow.
Guys, I'm keeping my eye on Shaquem Griffin during this series. They're letting him come off the edge a little bit, so if they want to throw the ball out now, I say that, he's coming out. I've joined your jinx factory.
Come on, DJ.
That's because you laughed at us earlier.
I did have a good joke.
Everybody gets theirs. But it would be nice to see him stay out there for this series.
He can rush.
And see him do that. That's another thing in his arsenal that he possesses.
As you see on the screen here, one of the unique rules about this game, considering here that the North is down by so many, they're down by more than 20. If they score here, because they are down big, they are going to keep the football. And that one is knocked away by Danny Johnson out of Southern, intended for Berrios.
Well, he ate it up at the end, didn't he, Mike? Because that looked like that was going to be a completion. Looked like to me that Johnson was very sudden at the end and made a play on the ball.
He had an interesting week, and 16 interceptions, a return guy. He also is the father of a 6-year-old, so he was a dad at age 16, and people have said apparently that it's really matured him a lot having that responsibility.
Johnny Townsend on the punt. DJ Chark. the deep man, but it's going to bounce short, and it's going to roll out of bounds near the 20-yard line. 7:45 to go, halfway through the fourth quarter, in a blowout here for Vance Joseph.
Let's just imagine I'm going to let each one of you pick out the car of your choice. And you say, well, what's the catch? Well, the catch is that it's the only car you're going to get in your entire lifetime. Now, what are you going to do knowing that's the only car you're ever going to have? And you love that car. You're going to take care of it like you cannot believe. Now, what I'd like to suggest, you're not going to get only one car in your lifetime, but you are going to get only one body and only one mind. And that body and mind feels terrific right now, but it has to last you a lifetime.
It's Super Bowl opening night.
Media Day, everybody's focused on you.
The game's biggest stars.
We're at the Super Bowl. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Super Bowl opening night. Fueled by Gatorade. Monday at 8. Live on NFL Network.
The top prospects in the 2018 NFL Draft ready to make a name for themselves at this year's NFL Scouting Combine. It is only right here on NFL Network. It is only live right here on NFL Network. The 2018 Scouting Combine begins Friday, March 2nd on NFL Network. Speaking of the Combine, Alex Flanagan.
Standing by down on the field with Shaquem Griffin, and we're just talking about the Combine. So I didn't really understand the process of how it happens, but he's just telling me that he's going to have to make a phone call. So tell the people at home just how you'll find out if you will or will not be invited to the Combine.
Well, depending on how I feel tomorrow or maybe Monday, you know, I plan on making a phone call to the Combine and seeing if I've been invited. I know the first time I made a phone call, it wasn't a yes, but it wasn't a no, and I was kind of considered under suggestions. So hopefully I did enough this week to kind of solidify my spot. So it's gonna be a lot of anxiety when I call. So hopefully, you know, it's a good answer.
So you have a phone number that your agent's given you. You call that number and they'll either say yay or nay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's going to be a nerve-wracking phone call, but, you know, hopefully it works out for the best.
Well, I suggest that you tell them that some GMs like John Lynch and Charles Davis and Mike Mayock and Daniel Jeremiah have all been saying that you're a must invite, okay?
Yeah, I mean, this seeing that, I mean, I remember getting out of practice and going on Twitter and seeing all the tweets and stuff and all the support. I mean, I didn't have to say anything, and you can just see all the support that I was getting. I mean, that's amazing to see people, you know, in my circle and in my corner. And, you know, when you have people to support me like that, you know, you can't ask for no more than that.
I know you've played a little defensive back in your career, mostly linebacker, and then out here you're playing defensive end, kind of very versatile this week. Just tell me what that's been like for you.
It's been one heck of an experience. It's been like a roller coaster. You know, I'm up and close and personal while the O-lineman, and next, you know, I'm back deep in space like a little bird.
Where would you like to play?
Anywhere the coaches feel like is my best attributes at. I mean, you know, you need me somewhere, I can play it for you.
You were born with a birth defect and you don't have a hand on one of your arms. I was talking to Bill O'Brien a little bit about that, and he was saying when he plays you on the left side, right, so you can use your one hand, and then he said you can stab with your other. Tell me about that.
I mean, really for me, it just being able to use the techniques that the coaches give me and being able to actually execute. So I think for the most part, it doesn't matter what side I'm on. And
oh my gosh, I'm blowing it. He's on punt team.
Alex.
Oh, look at how everybody's looking at me right now.
Hey, Alex, if he doesn't get an invite, Hey, Alex, he's not going to get a combine invite because he wasn't on special teams.
Oh, Alex.
Tell Bill O'Brien I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, that'll matter.
Yeah, that'll help.
Okay,
Yeah, good luck.
That's on me. That's on me.
Oh, yeah, that's easy to say.
Let you go.
Alex, you have a combine invite.
giving me a dirty look also.
Oh, man.
Oh, my.
Alex Flanagan, the kiss of death.
Sorry about that. Let's talk about who made some money this week, and Mike, Shaquem Griffin, despite that, is on the list.
Yeah, I thought Isaiah Wynn might have had the best week of anybody out here. The guard that was not able to play in the game because of his shoulder. Austin Corbett showed interior versatility and could get you out of the game at tackle. James Washington continued to catch the football all week long. And on the bottom right there, Shaquem Griffin, inside, outside. They played him at safety on Thursday, which he hadn't done since high school. I mean, I just thought the kid was outstanding, and I don't think he has much to worry about regarding the combine.
Here's Jaleel Scott showing some speed after Tanner Lee threw that one. Darius Leonard chased him out of bounds, but not before he got across midfield at the +45.
Here he is off the edge, and this is what he did a lot of in college, off the edge. But look at the hustle. He never stops.
That's the key right there.
That's every snap, folks, right?
Do you turn on the Peach Bowl tape? There was a change of possession on a forced fumble, I believe, and one of his teammates picked it up. Who came back and peeled off and gave the monster block that sprang him down the sideline? Shaquem Griffin. That's who he is. He's going to play every play like it's his last.
Now,
here's Wadley.
I had a GM come up to me today or the other day, and we were talking about blocking tight ends, which in college football is kind of a contradiction of terms.
Almost an oxymoron.
Yeah, and the kid from Notre Dame, Durham Smythe, is willing to block, and there aren't many of those out there. He did a nice job on that last play.
And he did it against Shaquem Griffin. It made him run all the way around to try and make a play. Never was a major league impact on that. But that's what Smythe has done through his career. He came here wanting to show people he can catch the football as well.
He caught a touchdown pass.
He did. Really nice touch pass, but a nice route, too, that wheel out of the backfield.
If you're wondering why we have a winding clock, you can probably see in high definition the downpour, and there could be some lightning in the area as well as Tanner Lee throws it into the end zone and Gallup cannot hang on. So in the interest of everyone's safety here, this clock is still winding despite that incompletion.
Andrew, I'm going to be honest with you. I got a Foot Locker shirt, and I'm just raising my arm and winding the clock, and they fell for it.
Good job, dude.
But look at Gallup. He's got him right there by position, and the ball's behind him.
The North Carolina kid, Stewart, competed all week, though.
Yep,
I mean, he did. He had to run through some garbage there, some trash to get there, but he made the play, stripped him.
The ball's got to be up there to give Gallup a better shot at it so he can keep him on his back, but you're exactly right. Stewart kid did compete.
Give Iowa State a shot here on a fade.
Iowa State's bottom of the screen. I'm sorry, top of the screen. Colorado State, bottom of the screen. Lee is going to go to Colorado State, Gallup, and go incomplete.
So I called my dad yesterday, right? 83-year-old high school coach for 40 years, and we're talking about the game. He says, did I ever tell you that I played in Lad Peoples Stadium?
You're like,
I'm like, Dad,
I've been coming here 15 years.
15 years. Where's this story?
Thanks now for giving it.
Thanks, Coach.
I said, when did you play? He said, 1954. I said, who did you play? He said, Southern Miss. Did you win? Nah, 35-19. I said, did you catch any passes? You had a couple catches. I was coming off a shoulder.
Now, where did he play again?
This was 64 years ago. He played at Villanova.
Fourth down here. Wadley cannot hang on.
Did he just kind of break it out to you?
He just left it out there, and I was just like, where's that been, Dad?
I love that Dad can remember scores from the 50s.
I love Coach.
Hey, Charles. Here's
45-16.
The craziest part of the story is Michael.
Know my name. You don't know it yet, but I'm your all-time favorite player.
Lamar Jackson with more wizardry.
I'm the next face of the franchise.
Know my name.
I'm the X Factor.
I'm your new screensaver.
Mayfield, it's like he's got eyes in the back of his head.
I'm your lucky jersey.
Know my name. The future starts here. Follow my journey on NFL Network. Know my name. Know my name.
Experience the new 2018 Lexus NX and the NX Hybrid with a class-leading 31 MPG combined estimate.
Lease the 2018 NX 300 for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Yeah, we've come this far, but can we finish what we started? Do we have it in us? Can we get back at it and keep grinding? Because the second we think we've given everything, we're gonna give more. Because this is our moment, and we are. We are made for this.
Whatever you're made for,
Gatorade is made to fuel it.
The 2018 Senior Bowl is presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Reese's, go for 2.
(45-16) South kicking some butt. Every year we talk about quarterback pressure points, where they might go in the draft, and it's heavy loaded at the top end. 1 through 6, the only team conceivably that doesn't need one is Indy. Cleveland's at 1 and 4. New York's got Eli. Denver is here coaching the game because they need one, and so do the Jets. So, 7 through 10 really don't need any quarterbacks at all.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Brandon Silvers from Troy, from Orange Beach, Alabama, other side of the bay, is now in his second possession.
And then 11 to 15 is the next group of pressure points. You can take a look at 11 to 15, and you kind of go, okay, Cousins, is he going to be there? What about Tannehill? Cincinnati with Dalton. Green Bay has their guy, of course. Arizona's in the market. So there's 4 potentially out of 5, and then you've got Buffalo sitting at 21 and 22 with a quarterback need and an ability to move up if they need to.
And Cleveland has 1 and 4.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct. That 4 actually belonged to Houston. It was traded, and if you think they regret it, they don't, because they have somebody named Deshaun Watson. But it gives the Browns flexibility at 1 and 4, and Cleveland also has Houston's second-round pick as part of the Brock Osweiler trade.
Can they take a quarterback at 1, 4, and that second-round pick?
Chris Rose, resident Browns fan in our NFL Network building, did bring that up a couple of weeks ago. Why not?
Remember, Dan Pastorini and Lynn Dickey were back-to-back selections for the Houston Oilers, their first 2 picks of the draft. Not 1 and 2 of the draft, but their first 2 picks in that draft. They drafted quarterbacks back-to-back. RG3 went his year. Kirk Cousins came in the 4th round.
And our Charlie Casserly did it with the Redskins before that with Keith Schuler and Gus Farrat.
And who knew Gus Farrat would be the better one going forward? Just like Cousins was with RG3. You never know.
And in the rain, it's a final 45 to 16. The South and Bill O'Brien over Vance Joseph and the North. Had a fun time this week, and beautiful weather, ended in a downpour, but you know what? We saw some good quarterback play, we saw some good wide receiver play, we checked some boxes, and we saw some of college football's best seniors play their final game as they take another step on the path to the draft, and they get ready for the scouting combine coming up in Indianapolis, and then everything building towards the opening night in Dallas on April 26th. Gentlemen, final thoughts?
Well, the rain stayed away for most of the game, and we had some exceptional quarterback play. Mike White and Kyle Lauletta had outstanding games, and Josh Allen came out in the second half and ripped it.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot of things from these players that going forward they'll be able to take with them, and they put some good stuff on tape this entire week. All positions, underrated spot, offensive line. There are going to be some guys hitting the NFL. They're going to be players.
See Josh Allen down there. We didn't expect to see him in the second half, but he comes out, and as you said, he ripped it, showed some touch as well. 9 of 13 for 158, a couple of touchdowns. Alex Flanagan had asked him, hey, you're not afraid about the injury here? And he said, no, you get injured crossing the street. Speaking of Alex, here she is down on the field.
Well, before the rains and the skies open up, you guys, let's do this award ceremony for our most outstanding player. And for that, I bring in from Reese's, Peter Kelly, to do the honors. Peter?
On behalf of the Reese's brand, I'd like to congratulate Kyle Lauletta of my alma mater, the University of Richmond, on being named the 2018 Reese's Senior Bowl Most Valuable Player. Kyle, congratulations. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right.
So we're going to sneak in and ask Kyle a couple questions. So congratulations, Kyle. What a day. Just tell me a little bit about the start and kind of how things unfolded for the South today.
I think we got better, as the game went on. I think Coach did a great job all game kind of mixing up the play calls and just keeping the defense off balance. We were misdirection, and we were moving the ball, all game, and all
four quarterbacks played really well. It was a great team effort, and I'd love to be a part of it, and I'm really, really appreciative.
He was aggressive with the play calling all day long. How difficult is it to come together with players that you've never thrown the ball before until this week?
Well, I mean, that's what practice is for, and we had 3 practices, and we had a great walkthrough Friday before the game, and